This is the truth. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm being transparent, bro, and vulnerable in a way that I've never expressed it. He hugs me, he's in tears, bro. Like, so you're letting me know that my story, you know this ain't a lie. A lie ain't gonna make you cry. You're letting me know that you understand and you take that out. You take it, you remove it to control the narrative. Well, he was flashy, like to be seen, he deserved it.
Yeah.
I deserve to have a gun held to my head. I deserve to be robbed.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard, where we hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. Man, before we get into it today, we got a crazy episode, but before we get into it, I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment.
Yes, sir.
Let us know who you want to see who you want to see on the show next, or where you want to see the show go next. Leave a flag, leave a city, leave a state, leave something for us. But we got a special episode today for all you guys.
We got something for our guests, man. A very special
Very
guest.
special.
Oh yeah, we do got something.
Coming home, guest. Coming home,
Oh
guest.
yes,
homecoming, you know?
Oh yes, we ain't. What is the jerk? Did you?
It's behind the aisle, bro.
It's behind her.
We always give our guests a little something,
No,
man.
it
We
wasn't
appreciate you
behind
coming on the show.
Did you put it in one of them? Why would you put it in the shoe?
That's me.
The championship
That's my
ring?
fault, bro.
Oh! It don't matter where you're from. Hey, everybody got to get it.
Why I still fall for this, though? He been doing it for forever, bro. Like, I'm really looking like, what are you about to pull out?
Man.
Crazy,
Good
man.
that you say
Yes,
that. You the biggest culprit because you've been getting it since
Forever, bro.
high school.
I know this man, like,
He know. That's what I'm talking about, man. Give it up for Javaris Crittenton.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Shout out to my co-host today. We got New Jersey Real in the building.
New Jersey Real.
New Jersey Real.
That got a ring to it.
Yeah, New Jersey Real.
Jersey
Like
Moo
that.
in the building, man.
Also, we got Sniper.
sir.
Oh, Snipo.
Oh, Snipo.
That don't ring like Jersey Moo. That don't ring like Jersey.
He
You
from
know what
Ohio.
really ring-
He
you
from
know what
Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, Snipo.
Herschel Walker.
That don't ring, bro.
Both of y'all like some Herschel Walker. Y'all been doing push-ups all day, face.
See, all this dude do is joke. Right? Let's start off
All
from the
day
beginning.
long,
Y'all grew up, y'all played basketball in high school together. What was your first impression on Dwight?
It's crazy, bro, because he's doing it now. Like, he's goofy, man. Like, great at basketball, goofy guy, love to have fun, man.
In those
I
early
love that
years,
fun.
y'all had a special high school basketball team, like made some good runs, whooped a lot of butt in Atlanta. We're going to get to that, but talk about how special that time was for both of y'all. And did you see, obviously you was the number one pick in the draft, you was the best in the country, but having somebody like, I mean, one of the best shooting guards in the country right on side of you, did you know that he was league bound as well?
I did. It was crazy just watching him start at soccer. You know, his energy was for a person that wants to go to the league, or his attitude was like, man, I'm one of the ones. And I could tell when he got to my school, when we played AAU with the Celtics, that he was one of those guys, because he didn't look at us as like, man, they so good, I ain't gonna be like that. I'm going at y'all every day. He was at me every day, even though I was joking and playing. He was at my neck. He wanted to fight me sometimes. But that's what made him great, because he was fearless. You know what I'm saying? As you can see with the picture right there.
That's
him.
a squad,
That says it
bro.
all
That
right
says
there.
it all. I'm telling you,
Look, I'm in the front right
he's in the middle of the Lions den, and it's like that's it. That was his attitude wherever he was at, and he brought that where it was in practice, the games. It was like, hey, I'm finna go get mine. I know we got Dwight, but hey, we finna go get this, and that's
I
why I
was the
love
baby
him.
of the bunch, man.
He was the baby.
of the
He
crew.
was the baby of the crew. So we joked with him a lot, but you know he didn't back down. That's why we loved him. And if you look at the picture, you see how we was.
That's
look
a
at me
squad
in the back
right there,
smirking
though.
back there.
What was
That's
your first time
that's a real
meeting?
squad.
Your first time meeting everyone in Dwight, and how was that?
I think that was like my 7th or 8th grade year. You know, I was young and they were older, so I was always watching them. They probably didn't know who I was yet, but you know, they were those guys. You know what I mean? I was you know, highly ranked in my class, but you know, they probably weren't keeping up with like the young bucks.
Yeah.
They were the ones. So when I got a chance to play with them, it was like, yo, you gonna go play up with the big dogs. You don't need to keep playing in your age group. You know what I mean? And just being able to play with him, you know, Josh, like, man, we had a squad. Like, some of these guys didn't even go to the league, but like Dwayne, Dave, Mike Walker,
Brandon Rush.
Brandon Rush definitely went to the league. And then we had, you know, Mike Mercer ended up coming. We had a lot of dogs. So just being able to play with them, man, and get ahead of the curve, you know what I mean, to grow. Like, I had my challenges. Dwight would pull me to the side sometimes, like, hey, man, just calm down, just, you know, keep learning, because playing with a stacked team like this in the beginning, you remember I wasn't playing like I wanted to, because I was 14 years old. And I'm like, bro, send me back to my age group. Like, I ain't going for this. Like, I had that spark out, you know, I wanted to be great. I'm like, I can contribute. I'm out here with the big dogs. We're gonna get it done. So that definitely helped me, man. And I was thankful to be a part of that team. That was one of the, and people might get mad, some of these, you know.
Nah, speak it though.
Because there's a lot of good AAU teams, a lot of great AAU teams.
Yeah.
But that might be the best AAU team in history.
Talk about it.
People can feel the way they feel, but I mean, you had that's 4 pros right there on one team, and you got Josh, Dwight, me, Brandon, and you had a whole lot of other D1 greats. So Mike Mercer definitely should have been a pro in my eyes, man.
And Dwayne to me.
Yeah, Dwayne had it.
Who was some of the biggest battles y'all went up against when y'all was playing AAU? It didn't matter.
We was mollywopping people.
we dominated, like, we really dominated, bro. Like, the gym would be packed, no standing room, because we played hard and we was a highlight reel at the same time, but we did play against some good players. I gotta give people their credit. Like, we played against LA Pump and Run. And I really don't want to give, because me and Nick was just laughing about this, I really don't want to give them their credit, but you got to, man. They were the only team to beat us,
The only
bro.
team to beat us.
And if you looked at the team on paper,
There's no way.
Like, it was a lot of players that they had that end up going pro, but at that moment,
they didn't look
they weren't. We were the guys.
Yeah.
We were them ones. We the team that everybody coming to see. But they had Nick, Aaron to follow, Jordan Farmar, they had Jared Dudley. So they had a lot of pros.
Wow, yeah.
They had a lot of pros. You look at it now, like, yo, they had a squad.
But at that time, they wasn't them yet.
No, it wasn't.
But at that time,
it was
you see what I'm
no
saying?
way. It was no way.
They played great basketball. They moved the ball well, and it was like, damn, these guys not missing.
Yeah.
And they beat us, bro. And I'm the baby of the bunch, but I'm the one that was like super passionate, hate to lose, like get mad, like. Bro, I'm like, ain't no way we losing to them, man. But they had a
squad.
I got to give them that.
Was you athletic at this time? Because we know you was super athletic, dunking on people, but you was still young. So was you taking off like that at this age?
I was still athletic.
He was athletic, but
this young, 15, 14, he was like that?
When was your first
He
dunk
wasn't
in the game?
I want to say he was
dunking in.
My first dunk was in the 7th grade.
Oh yeah, he was up there.
8th grade, I'm taking off. Like,
he the same height as Mike Mercer.
Yeah,
I'm taking off.
So Dwayne Day was 6'7".
But I'll tell you this, like, being around so many great players, and you watching, of course, Dwight, 6'11", 7 feet, whatever you want to give him. Josh, 6'9", 6'10", whatever you want to give him. And you're seeing the way that they're taking off and the athleticism, it only make you want to jump higher.
For sure.
Yo, I might not be able to do everything that they can do, but it made you like, you can get complacent. So if you're able to do a 360, you do a 360 and they come doing a crazy windmill. It's like,
you gotta do
I gotta jump a little higher.
Especially smooth.
It makes you want to work harder.
for sure.
Josh in high school, when we was in AAU,
Bro,
his dunks was crazy.
I was just telling one of the guys over here about this story. So I'll never forget this. It's a fast break. We're in Vegas. You know, we dominated Vegas. We was blowing teams out by like 40.
killing.
This is the Nationals. Imagine this fast break. And you can have all the heart in the world, but sometimes you just gotta know when to get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
So you got Josh Smith pushing the ball. Josh got 6'9", 6'10", freaking nature. You got Dwight running on the left side, which is his favorite. If you know Dwight, He gonna catch that ball, that plant, and take off, cock it back so far. You got Randolph Morris on the right side. Randolph was a pro. Shout out to Randolph.
Yep.
He got drafted. He played with like 2 years in the league, and then he played. He had having a great career overseas.
In China.
Yeah, definitely. Probably should have been in the league longer though. But great talent. But you got a 7-footer, 6'9", 6'10", 7-footer on the left wing. Get the hell out of the way. And you got this guy. I don't remember his name, but he know who he is if he ever see this.
Yeah.
Man, the guy backpedals. Like, come on, like backpedals, musters up all his strength and jumps.
Come on.
We don't know how this fast break gonna go because you got
everybody going.
If you get to Dwight, he dunked on.
Yeah.
You give it to Randolph, he dunked on. Josh gonna dunk on you.
Yeah.
Josh keeps the ball.
And it's
you
over.
remember this?
It's over.
Josh kept the ball, bro. I swear he took off from the free throw line. Josh athleticism,
crazy.
All of them, their athleticism was crazy, but he was a lefty.
He was the left hand LeBron.
Left. Thank you. Just hit it on the head. He caught the ball back so far, bro. He took off from the free throw line,
And
dunked on the dude, and made him
ass.
fall. And one made him fall.
I'm telling you, Josh left hand was equal to LeBron right hand like this.
No, for real.
I swear.
I promise you.
That's not blasphemy
Yeah,
though.
one of them,
Like,
no,
that's
it's
real.
not.
No, bro, no. Like,
athleticism
if
was
anybody know
outworld,
basketball, this
yeah.
ain't just, it's not being, us being
No, for real.
biased. We're not being biased because that's our bro. This is, basketball, if you was around during this era, they know that this is facts.
Man,
I don't care what they say, like, this is facts.
So talk about going from the Celtics and ending up at soccer with Dwight.
Oh man,
Bro.
that soccer boy. First, we gotta talk about. See, people don't understand how small our school was.
Bro.
And you didn't come from a school like that first.
Nah, bro. I was it's a testimony, bro. I love being transparent and being real with people. I was a project kid. I was a little hood kid, you know what I mean? But it was smart, you know what I mean? Smart, but I only know my environment. So they were trying to get me to come to soccer, and I'm like, Dwight, my boy, but I got a kid mentality. I can't see the future.
Yep.
I'm thinking about hanging out. I'm thinking about we got to put these uniforms on. I'm like, nah, bro, I don't want to do it. And that was where God wanted me to be. We had to dress up on Fridays. We had to wear the khakis and the polo. So it was a big change for me, but I think it saved my life because you got so much talent in these schools, in the projects, in the hood, and we get caught up in our environment. And God allowed me to go to that school. I tried to do things to get kicked out at times. And not that crazy, but it was just as far as like, we were supposed to not wear sneakers. And it's like, I was being rebellious. I'm gonna put my sneakers on, trying to get them to force me out. And it was where God wanted me to be. And being right there with Dwight, somebody that's gonna just keep me calm. And like, he was more of the jokester and just that balance. Cause I was more serious. And coming from my environment, it was like any little thing can push my butt. I'm ready to fight, and Dwight like, bro, chill. Like, he'll make me laugh. You know what I mean?
That was kind of like the
He was my balance.
that we had to have for
He was
real.
my balance. I was the super tough one.
Yeah.
And he was like the jokester. Not that he wasn't tough. He was super tough, but
Yeah.
he's like, like he smiled more. He laughed more, and I needed that. You know what I mean? Coming from my environment wasn't that. You know what I mean? It wasn't that I just wanted to be super hard and super tough.
That's
This
what
is
you
where
saying,
That's where I came from. You know what I mean? And that school, being with him, we had I won't say a principal. How do I describe? Since she was the founder, Sister Geraldine Thompson. She was the founder. Not
Sister Miss Jerry.
Man, this was a woman of God that spoke greatness over us, man. That I went from. I believed in God. I always believed in God, but I learned the Bible. This is why private schools and certain schools are
needed.
It's needed. Like I literally went through a transformation process. Even though I made my mistakes in life, during that time I went through this picture that's up right now, I don't know if the people that's watching can see it, but I have a cross on my headband. That wasn't, we didn't get that like that. I had to go to Greenbrier Mall. I went to Greenbrier Mall.
Shout out to Greenbrier.
Shout out to Greenbrier for real. Like, that was the spot. I went to Greenbrier Mall and I had that headband made and I had the armband made because that was my transformation. I was in my word. I was studying my word. I truly was learning about God and I was making a major change. This is the honest to God truth. God is my witness. He sees all. I was throwing certain rap CDs away. I was throwing certain stuff I really went through a transformation. And shout out to Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy.
Shout out to soccer.
Thank you,
man.
God, because even again, I made my mistakes, but God had me there for a particular reason, and not just basketball. It helped change me spiritually.
Soccer saved all of us, man.
And you
It
said,
did.
you said
Soccer
Dwight
saved all of
father
us.
was the one that kind of.
My dad was the athletic director of the school, and we saw how great, you know, Javaris, you know, already was, but you know, where he could be. And it was like the perfect situation for him. It was a small school, but it was all love at the school. But we worked hard. Coach Brooks,
Bro, I remember
you
that
remember
day.
that?
I remember that day, bro.
Man, Coach Brooks,
I'm gonna talk about it after you get through it.
just Coach Brooks, and you know how he helped all of us grow mentally and as men. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hold nothing back from us, which was really good, and I love that about him. He held all of us accountable, even somebody that was supposed to be projected to be the #1 pick. You know, all this stuff going to the NBA. He held me accountable. If I was late for practice, I had to run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
if I did anything that I wasn't supposed to do, he made sure that he held me accountable. So, and just, you know, like he said, Sister Jerry, we had a church that made the school, and she was the first lady to the pastor,
Pastor
Wayne C. Thompson.
Rest in peace to
And
both of them.
Sister Jerry, one thing she talked about, two things she talked about was greatness and faith. Greatness and faith. Every day she said, "You are great." And
She
walk
spoke
in
that
greatness.
over us, bro.
Every single day.
She spoke it over us.
Every single day, walk in greatness. You are great. Walk in greatness. I can hear it every single day of my life. No matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, it's ingrained in my head. Her voice, her saying it, her essence.
Yeah.
You know, I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm playing, when I'm out there on the court, I'm representing not just my family, but soccer, my church, Sister Jerry, all these people, you know, because they spoke those words to us every day. And then about having faith, our school was based on faith mixed with learning. You know, everything we did was based off having faith. We believed that we was going to be the #1 team. When Javaris and them got there, it was the best team. Nobody could beat us, you know what I'm saying? But that's because we had faith, and then not only did we have faith, we put in the work every single day. And it wasn't just
Faith
on
and our
the
works
court.
is dead.
It wasn't just on the court, it was off the court. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had to have good grades.
Yeah, like we seen you had straight A's and everything. What, did you always get grades like that your whole life, or?
Well, I didn't always have straight A's. I'll be honest. I mean, I had a really good GPA. I had like a 3.5 GPA, so I was on a roll all the time. But you know, I got to be truthful. Like I had some B's, you know what I mean. But it was just me being competitive and not just on the court. Like I you know, not that I was the smartest in the world, but I was pretty smart, and I wasn't gonna dumb that down just because I was an athlete. So I'm gonna be competitive in the classroom. It was, you know, wanted to grow and get better in all areas, and I knew that we didn't at soccer and at Georgia Tech. I thank God for Coach Brooks and Paul Hewitt, two black men that were not gonna just pass you, just, oh, well, you can do what you wanna do. They hold you accountable, you gotta be disciplined, and they want you to be somebody. Like Coach Hewitt, he spoke about like Javaris didn't need basketball to be successful. And when I heard him say that, I'm like, bro, what you mean? Like, I'm trying to make it to the league. What you mean? I don't need basketball to be.
Was that your first time hearing that?
Yeah, like
That's
he
powerful,
spoke
bro,
that
yeah.
over me, and I understand it now that I'm
Yep.
older.
Yep.
But he spoke that over me. Like, you don't need basketball to be successful. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I'm trying to be one of the greats. I want to be a Hall of Famer. I want to be, you know, you're young. These are the things that you want. But it wasn't no pass.
Yeah.
There were no made up classes. You're gonna go to class and you're gonna get these grades. You're gonna do what you need to do, because you know what, basketball, the average span of, you know, somebody's career is not that long, even once you make it to the league. So you got to know what to do with the money. You got to be smart. You can't just be, okay, just focus on sports. And then what if, you know, something happens, you get hurt, some type of tragedy, you can't move forward with sports. Where does that leave you? So I thank God for those guys, man. And shout out Coach Brooks, bro. That man was like, he's like my dad, like a father figure to me, still to this day. I don't know where I would be without him, bro. Like through the highs and the lows. That is a different type of man.
Coach Bruce he was that dude, man.
That's my guy, man. Like, shout out to him.
He got me right for the league. Seriously. The work they call it warrior workouts.
Yeah.
And that's what we had to do. Ladder drills, 17s, full court, ball handling drills, playing one-on-one. That's how I broke the basket.
So that's not
One of the
that's a
goals.
real
Yeah,
thing.
talk
That's
about
real.
that.
This happened twice. It happened twice.
Yeah, it happened twice, bro. I remember this. Like,
I didn't know that was
like
real, bro. That's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
this was real. So we were doing workout drills, and we had been conditioning, and then we split up. So I was on this end, the guards was on this end. There's two sides to the gym, and the bigs was on this end.
Yeah.
And they were working on post moves, and I happened to be finishing at the rim and coming back this way when it happened. So I saw it, and like I heard it, like I saw it. And Dwight did. I think it was like a drop step, and I think it was Scott. His last name's Scott.
Robert Scott.
Not Robert. It
was either Robert
I can't think of his name right now, man. But he was guarding you, like they were really doing.
Oh,
like, it was
shoot.
live, and it was a drop step. He cocked the ball back so far, two hand, and dunked it. And he was like, he tried to. I don't know why, but he tried to block it.
Yeah.
And he ended up like on Dwight, and so it was like body to
Glass
body,
shattering in his face.
and he
That's
broke
crazy.
he shattered. He was like, boo, like a bomb went off. But I'm watching it, and everybody else like turning around, like, what the hell? He
so
literally,
Jerry
that's
came
not
in the gym.
Photoshop. Like he
that's
Man,
he
what?
broke that. He did
And then y'all
that.
just decided to do a photo shoot after y'all got
The photo shoot was already scheduled.
Yeah, that was for
They wanted to get live action
Bro,
shots.
that's the best situation out of a worst case
This
scenario.
is Slam. I did a Slam magazine. That was the cover.
He did that.
That's crazy, bro.
He did
'Cause you
that,
know, a lot of time, like currently, like 2025, they'll Photoshop something like that to make it look cool. You broke a rim and did a photo shoot after you
was there.
I
I'm a witness.
broke it twice.
That's crazy.
He broke it
bro.
twice.
How long did it take for y'all to fix the
That's what I'm
backboard?
saying. Was practice? Y'all just finished practice? Was it over?
It was over with. I had to go take a shower, get all the stuff off of me and everything.
Oh, the glass.
Yeah, the glass and everything was falling on him. So I'm like, man, dang, I hope you don't. But one big piece fell, like it was a lot of little pieces, but one big piece fell. And he's so goofy, he done did it. And he's laughing after he does it, and the big piece is falling. And I'm like, man, but it missed his head. I'm like, bro, I'm looking like,
You was laughing after you broke the rim.
Yeah, bro, that is amazing, bro.
No, it
I
is.
broke the rim.
That was
Was
the
that your first time or your
I
second
did it
time?
twice.
it ain't just because it was amazing, bro. This man,
he
he
dunked
was
it?
like, no. I don't know. He just a goofy person. Like he would literally dunk on somebody in the game. See, I was the more aggressive one. If I do something, it's like, yeah, Dwight will dunk on you and then like laugh at you. Like he'll go down the court smiling, like punching on you, and be going back to the other end, like laughing at you. Like,
So, all right, walk me through this.
man.
So, y'all playing in high school, you get drafted, number 1 overall pick.
number one.
You still there. Talk to me about now. You just seen when your close friends you play AAU with, play high school basketball with. He kind of set the bar. Number 1 overall pick. Your dreams and aspirations to go to the league. You showed us a cool picture of the practice jersey. How did that motivate you? Because coming from where we come from, you don't see people going to the NBA. You want to get there, but you don't see it. How did your mind switch, and what was that senior year for you like after seeing somebody go to the NBA that was so close?
I was already in that mode, bro. To be honest with you, like coming from my situation, it was like, yo, I gotta make it. I have to make it. So I was already in that mode, and his situation, it definitely just made me want to make it more because he was right there with me. I was not watching somebody I played against in AAU get drafted number 1. Like we won nationals together, state championships together. We right there with each other, and to see him go number 1, it was like, yo, my time coming. I'm right behind you. I was so happy for him. But I'm like, bro, I'm right behind you. I'm coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was my mentality. I was thankful for him to be a part of that, man. Like to be a part of all the greatness with him. But it was like, I'm right behind you.
It's crazy.
And I had that. It was a chip on my shoulder, honestly, when he left. And this is the part because I was one of the top guards in my class in the country, top 10, top 15 in the country. But it was like you're losing the best player in the country.
Yeah.
He just went number 1 in the draft soccer is not going to be the same. The Atlanta Celtics is not going to be the same. And I took that personally. So when he left, and I had to think about this, Dwight, I went to the state championship every year of my career. My freshman year, we went together. We lost. We shouldn't have lost, but we lost that one. That hurt. We came back my sophomore year, which was your senior year. We won. Dwight leaves. I come back my junior year. We lose. I come back my senior year. We lose. AAU, we won a national championship together. Oh, Dwight, he lost Dwight, Josh. They ain't got nobody. I ain't had no big name players. I had Sherrod Curry. I had a couple of guys that were, they weren't as like recognized and noticed by the world, but they were good players. And man, we dug deep and we went back to the Nationals. And we didn't win it, but we went back and we lost to Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez, Quincy Pondexter. They had a stack.
Big old team.
But man, what man? Especially you're trying to drive to the paint. You got two 7-footers.
The Lopez brothers.
But I took that personally, bro. Like I was happy for him. But it motivated me. Like like I'm coming behind you, bro. I might not be the number one pick, but I'm coming definitely. We're gonna be there together. And then I just took everything personally with high school and with the Celtics, and we did
motivation.
that. He was my motivation.
That's real.
And the haters, once he left, like, yeah, Dwight going, oh yeah, we ain't messing with soccer no more. We ain't messing with the Celtics.
That's what I was wondering.
That's what we doing.
Let me ask you because I know we had Sebastian Telfair, and he talked about playing y'all school and beating y'all, Lincoln, right? But you was a guard.
That, Bassy. I don't like that.
You was a guard.
I remember this. It was
so, obviously from Dwight, and it's a little different. Like, how was it matching up against that school?
Bassy, man, was different, bro. I want to give him his flowers, man. He was different. Coming from New York, most of them New Yorkers be cocky. He had that swagger, but he had that flair. He had a different flair about him that a lot of players just didn't have, and not just in his class. Like you rarely got to see something like that. Like he put on the show, and he was just one of them guys. Like even I was younger, of course, 2 years behind him, but just watching him, it was like, yo, this dude the one. But I never backed down from nobody either. I'm gonna give you your flowers, but it's time to get it when we on this court. And we played them. Where was that out in? Was it Jersey or Philly? It was. I think it was Jersey.
Don't say Jersey.
It was in between.
I think it was
Jersey and Philly.
It wasn't Philly because Wayne Ellington team came down. Him and Gerald Henderson.
It was Jersey.
It was Jersey.
Moves there, bro.
They cheated us at the end of the game.
They didn't give us our timeout, but Bassy played extremely
Didn't I say that?
You played great. I think I had like 17 or 18. It was a game. Like it went down to the wire, and I never forget. I got a good memory. I can remember this like it was yesterday. I can see this whole moment. So we were in a zone, and Justin, my boy, shout out to my boy Justin Prothro, but we didn't rotate. So Bassy goes to the right, and Justin was supposed to step up, and then he didn't step up. So now it's you coming from the top of the key to go over because he didn't step up, but it was a guy in the corner, so he was like hesitant. Step up on Bassy. It's me and him. Great defense, great offense.
Yep.
Man, he takes off to the corner. He's fading. I mean, you can
Hit a
pull this
tough
up.
shot.
Yeah.
I'm hand all in his face. Hand all in his face, and he hit the shot.
The
game winner. But we still
we had time.
We had like 4 seconds left.
We called timeout.
If you go pull this up. Yeah. Go pull this up. We're calling. You see everybody calling timeout.
The refs cheering.
Timeout. The ref does not acknowledge us.
Yeah, the refs was cheering because they didn't want us to win the game.
They did not acknowledge us, and Bassy's like, he'll say it. He never hit a shot like that.
Yeah.
Like as great as he was, not no buzzer beater, not like that. After he hit the shot, he just like this. Like, oh my goodness. Not that he didn't believe that he could make, but he just like, whoa, like this is really just happened. And I never forget, at the free throw line, look, Bassy, I'm at the free throw line. It's probably like a minute left, 2 minutes left, and I make both. I make one. He was like, it was almost like one of them Gil and LeBron moments. Like, you missed this free throw, y'all in trouble.
Yeah.
And so we jawing back and forth, but we smiling. We're talking. Sure. We're smiling. It's nothing personal. And I make both free throws, and then he comes down and hit that. So shout out to Bassy.
Yeah, that's a good battle.
I still feel some type of way about that, bro. But I'm still gonna give you your flowers. Because I used to go up to New York to mess with Tiny, who was his high school coach. They were very close. And I used to go up and play in the PSL and play with him up in New York. So shout out to them guys.
Sorry to break away, but I had to let you guys know that I'll be at Fanatics Fest June the 20th in New York City. We will be shooting a live podcast at Fanatics Fest. My guy Ice Cube is joining for the podcast as well. And I also got a couple secret guests. I can't tell you guys the name now, but you got to come to Fanatics Fest. Get your tickets, 15% off. FanaticsFest.com. Use my code and get 15% off 4 people's tickets. You should do it. I'll see you there.
So you get it done, high school, dominate. Now, McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, you actually step into that role.
You know what I'm saying? You step into that role. Everybody who thought you couldn't do it, you prove them wrong. Now you're on the stage with some of the best players in the country. And coming from where you come from, it's a full circle moment to be able to be a McDonald's All-American. So what was that next step like for you, being a McDonald's All-American, playing in the game with guys like KD, Ty Lawson, Mike Conley, Greg Oden, and then after that, making that step to Georgia Tech, knowing that you wanted to stay home?
Can't forget about my boy Thaddeus Young, too.
Thad Young. He was
top 5 in the class.
Come on, man.
That was
Dog,
tough.
can't leave my boy
How
out.
you
But
forget about that, yo, dog?
Hey, man.
yeah, one of
That's
the
me.
best,
That's
one of the
me.
best small forwards, power
Man,
forwards
he
in
one
our
of the
class.
smartest off the court. He got
Yeah,
his, he got
financially,
his,
Anybody with a name like Thaddeus,
18-year
you
career,
got it.
18, 19-year career. So I, can't let you leave my boy
For
out.
sure.
Man,
Shout out
bro.
Thad, if you watching, man. You know,
Yeah,
it's all love.
but, man, that was a blessing, bro. To be able to be a part of that, bro. You know what I mean? To be named a McDonald's All-American, that's a prestigious honor. You know what I mean? And now I'm following my boys. Like, you know, he was a Mickey D. He going to the NBA. Here I'm coming, bro. So I'm trying to reach all these same goals. And it was just a blessing to be out there, man. Shout out KD. Me and KD end up developing a real good relationship from high school. So that's my dog. That's my bro. I talked to him about 2 weeks ago. Just to be amongst, that type of talent. Greg Oden, Ty Lawson, which was one of the fastest. Him and TJ Ford, like 2 of the fastest point guards I ever seen.
That's a name.
Like, man, I'm talking about like turn on the Jets, he gone. Like, it ain't even like a build up. So a lot of people had us ranked 1 and 2 in that class, like as far as the point guard. Some people have me ranked number 1 in the country. Some people have him ranked number 1, like 1 and 2. And then you had Mike Conley. You had DJ Augustine, you had Sharon Collins. Shout out to my boy Sharon. He, the end of the game, he threw it off the back. He had the hardest dunk of the game. Like, threw it off the backboard. Sharon's like 5'10", 5'11", if that. Threw it off the glass, cocked it back, boom.
We had Rio on. I was talking to him about Sharon Collins. That's one of my favorite college
Yeah, my
basketball
boy, I think
players.
he's Sharon out of Chicago, I think.
Yep.
My boy, yeah, he went to Kansas.
Tough. Y'all went to Kansas. Played
He
with
was
Mario
top 5
Chalmers.
point guards in our class. That was our class. We had a lot of good point guards. But
we asked this to Sebastian. Anybody we have on from their class, like Dwight got that clip where it's all of them, together. And we say, oh, who did y'all think was going to go this far? Or did y'all expect this person to do this? So for you, did you expect like Oden to be taking over KD?
yeah, I mean, being realistic, like at that time, he was the number 1 player in our class. You know what I mean? And I just talked to Greg like 2 weeks ago on FaceTime, and I got to call him back.
Gio?
Matter of fact,
Greg Oden?
yeah, I talked to Greg on FaceTime, and that's my boy too. In our class, all of us, like, we weren't just the top players in the country. We bonded, just like you, Bassy, and y'all class bonded and text each other, called each other, and kicked it. So that's how our class was. But, man, it's tough, like, because you got a 7-footer that's athletic, rim protector. He was just a great player. Then you got KD. That, man, I had never seen this, bro.
Yeah.
I remember the first time, before I knew him personally, I'm looking at a guy that's 6'10", 6'11", shoot threes. He didn't just start, a lot of players have to develop that and have to work on that. He's been doing that since we were young. So to see him putting up tray ball, it's like, yo, what the hell? Like, bro, why you not down here in the paint? Like, to see him, like, he got the inside, outside, it was like, whoa, like, he one of them
Didn't
ones for sure.
Supersonics, the first year on the Supersonics, they had him at the 2-3.
Bro, this man.
Texas, he was scorching.
This is not me just saying this because even like Greg Oden had a shorter career.
Yeah.
Even if KD, if it was the roles were reversed, I'm still giving him his flowers. Like, that guy was different. Greg Oden was different too, but you 6'10", 6'11", man, since we were in high school, the same game.
The same game.
He's been like that. Like LeBron been one of them ones, KD been one of them ones.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: like for his class, Kyle Lowry and Al Horford is left. Did you see Mike Conley being the last standing?
Bro, shout out to
That
Mike.
man
I was
still
just talking about
basically
Mike the
starting.
other day, man. Like, and I use Mike Conley as an example to my team. I coach 15 and under AAU, game elite. Greg Oden was the man on that team.
Yeah.
So Mike was one of the top players in the country. Don't get me wrong. He was top. They had him in the top 4 point guards, top 4 or 5 point guards in the country. Some people, give or take, he'll be at 3, 4, 2.
Yep.
It just depends on who was ranking. So he was his own guy, but people were coming to see Greg Oden. Shout out Daquan Cook too. So they had
Cook, my old state guy. Yeah, the
Greg
clip.
Oden, Daquan Cook, Mike Conley, and I used him as an example that, sometimes people will be showing up to see one player, and then you busting your butt and doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're getting seen, and you getting that opportunity. And him and Greg, they were like family. They weren't hating like me and Dwight. It wasn't like nobody was hating. It's like, man, he going number 1 and he this, that, and the third. It wasn't a competition. It was like, yo, you set the bar. Like, I want to be like that. So I think that Mike looking at Greg like, yo, you the number 1 player in the country. Give him his flowers, but they were coming to see Greg, but they also saw Mike. You see what I'm saying? And Mike did what he was supposed to do, and that's just the way things just happened for him. He did what he was supposed to do on the court and stayed healthy. 18, 19 year career. That was 07. We came out. We got drafted in 07. He was the 4th pick.
Yep.
And he has been doing this thing, man.
Long 18.
18. Yeah, 18. We got drafted in 07. He was the 4th pick. KD, Greg Oden was number 1. KD was number 2. Al Horford was the 3rd pick. Mike was the 4th, and
It's tough.
It's crazy.
then who was it? Jeff Green. I think Jeff Green. I think I hate when I get stuff like that wrong, but fact check me. I think Jeff Green was 5th.
Yeah, and then
But shout out to Mike, man, for just staying healthy and just
Yeah, like-
being one of them ones, man. 18 years. That is an amazing accomplishment.
absolutely. And then, speaking of that young, you went played some basketball with him up at Tech. That was a good squad. You, Anthony Morrow as well. Y'all had a squad.
Hey, shout
man.
out to A-Mo.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Had a
Morrow,
clip.
man.
New
Had a
Jersey,
clip, man.
Anthony
Hey.
Morrow.
Okay, I was
He
right.
from
I was
Jersey?
right. Y'all be
He's
right.
not from Jersey,
Yeah, I was
but
right,
he was on the
right.
Nets scorching shit.
Oh, man, I thought he was from Jersey.
But that, I mean, that's the squad.
Thad from he's from Tennessee. He's from
I
Memphis.
think you talking about Anthony Morrow from
Yeah, I was
Jersey?
talking about. No, I was saying Anthony
Hey, Mo
Morrow,
from
New Jersey
Charlotte.
Nets. He put in a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
games for the Nets.
When he was with the Nets, he did his thing. But we had a great team. So I'll tell you a story about that situation and why it's important for guys to compete against each other but still be cool. Like me and KD were cool. Me and Greg Oden were cool. Me and Thad were tight. So Georgia Tech wasn't on Thad's list like that. They were on the list, but he wanted to go to North Carolina. And I never forget, we had the Blackberry, remember the Blackberry chirp? The big gray ones. And so he had one, I had one, and we used to chirp, like just, yo, bro, what you doing? And Brandon Wright ended up committing to North Carolina. And even though Thad's more of a 3 and Brandon Wright was more of a 4, it was like he can play the 3-4. He's like, bro, like, dang, Brandon Wright, he was also from Tennessee. I don't think he was from Memphis, but he's from Tennessee. He went there, and I'm like, bro, like, I need you, bro. Come to Tech. Like, bro, like, every day I'm on him, like, bro, what's up? What you doing? Like, come to Tech. And it surprised me he ended up coming. So the recruiting coaches, whoever, y'all did y'all thing, but, like, hey, I need my credit.
I did that.
Tell the truth. All right, hey, man, bro, okay. So, but it wasn't like, think about it, if I was a player, like, yo, like, I'm going to Tech, I need all the shine. I didn't think like that.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, we got a chance. Like, we get that with all the other pieces that we got coming back, like, we got a real shot. They weren't like, oh, like, no, like, this is my show. Like, stay, go somewhere. I'm like, bro, I need you. Like, come. Like, because I'm used to playing with greatness already. Like,
hey,
you need players. Like, I'm not trying to be the lone star. Like, bro, like, hey, I know what having greatness around you can do. So, shout out to Thad. Thad had a 17, 18-year career, man, and that's my bro. We talk often.
You told me that preparing for the league, a big part of that was them tapes. Dwight talk about them tapes too. What they call? Because I don't even know.
VHS.
VHS tapes.
Talk about the stories with you and the VHS tapes.
Man, I was a student of the game, bro. And that's for real. Like, I would watch, like, even though, Magic Johnson, that's my favorite player of all time. I found that tape at my granny's house We was in Capitol Homes, and I watched that tape over and over and over and over again, and it just made me want to be great. It was the same tape, and I'm watching it over like I'd never seen it before. I probably watched it like 200 times. And it's like, yo, I want to go to the league.
Was it the Magic Johnson training tape?
Magic Johnson Showtime. I think it might have came out the year I was born, but that tape was there, and it just made me a student of the game. I love watching basketball. I'm watching Kobe, not knowing that I was in high school watching Kobe, not knowing that I'm gonna go to the Lakers and play with Kobe, but I'm a fan. I wanna, I'm looking at what he's doing. Yeah. Big point guards: Baron Davis, Steve Nash, Steve Francis, Stephon Marbury, Kenny Anderson. I'm studying film of these guys. We wanted to make it, bro. So we ate, slept basketball. Yeah. Literally in front of the screen, hitting the rewind and getting up. You got to hit the rewind button on a VCR. We ain't have no remote to the VCR. It's you got to get up, hit that button, hit the play. You're going to do the little scribble, the little scribble thing. Hit play I got to see that move all the way over again. You know what I mean? So just being a student of the game, and that's what I feel like the younger generation, they got to have, man. I coach 15 and under. Yeah. Some of my kids don't watch film. They don't watch basketball like that, but just being a student of the game.
It's crazy how people don't really watch the game anymore, even the young kids.
And it went from VHS to the DVDs, and now we got
they
the
just
DVDs.
want to watch highlights. I think
That's
it's
pretty
hard,
much what it is.
I think it's hard to just keep people's attention long enough to be able to watch film and break down film, but film break down the game. And then once you watch film, it give you all the answers. So it's very much needed that young players learn how to watch film. And what you got to do is with the younger kids is you can't have 30 to 40 clips or something like you would have in the league because they ain't going to be able to sit up there and watch 30 to 40 clips. So you put maybe 5, 6 clips together, good clips, and then 5, 6 bad clips of what they did. And then you kind of break down what they did in the game and then go on about your practices because if you give them too much, it's like information overload. Now you got the kids out there thinking so much dang, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? I don't want to mess up. So you just got to start them small. And then the attention span. We don't have an attention span no more.
Yeah, because there's so many distractions, bro.
Yeah.
It's a million social media. You got Instagram, TikTok,
everything.
what else? It's 4 or 5 different things, and they be checking this, checking that. Yeah. They can't put the phone down. Even some adults, you know what I mean?
We can't put the phone down. Just think about when we was at soccer and even playing with the Celtics. None of us really had cell phones, and we wasn't really focused on the cell phones. We was really focused on, man, let's get in this gym. Celtic had a Celtic house. I was the only one that couldn't go to the Celtic house.
The Celtic house, yeah.
My dad wouldn't let me go nowhere.
Your dad was, but he was protective of you, and he kept you disciplined.
It
paid off.
He protected me, and he kept me disciplined. So shout out to Pops, man, for really making sure. I would say one thing he did for both of us was start the program at soccer.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to play in the regular school program. They wanted us to play in the Christian, the private school league. And that was a whole different league. And I just feel like if we would have just played in that league, we probably wouldn't have got seen.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have grew like we did.
Yeah, so because we stepped out on faith, which is something that our school talked about all the time, my dad had that vision, man, we want these guys to go to the pro. We got to put them in the best leagues to play. We can't have them playing nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he did that, and we didn't start off with the biggest talent, the best guys, but we was a small-knit group that worked together. You know what I'm saying? We had, shout out to James, little James.
Little Pee-wee, shout out, man. Pee-wee used to put them lobs, so, oh my goodness,
Justin
that's my dog, man.
Like you said, Justin Prothro, Chris Prothro, Mike Bates, the guys that came before us. You know what I'm saying? They kind of inspired us to play. And then, I know when I left soccer, and he took control of being on the guy of the team. The energy, the effort didn't stop. It was like it was more. You know, he's putting up these big numbers. He's getting the
I put up some
team.
50 folds, 55,
I never
40
did
times.
that.
Yeah, let him know.
So that's what I'm saying.
I put up some 50s
Career
now.
high.
And
Career
also,
my career high for like close to
I want to
like
say
60,
he
like
went to the same
59.
school.
59.
59 is crazy.
What's
It's
his
only like
name?
8-minute quarters, ain't it?
He went to the school
59,
for a
8
year.
minutes is
He
crazy.
went to the school for
Come on, JJ Hickson.
JJ
JJ
Hickson.
Hickson.
Play for the Cavs for
Shout out
a little
JJ.
bit.
Yeah.
When he came,
JJ, I was just telling somebody about this story the other day. And now JJ, and shout out to his work ethic because
Crazy
in the
work
beginning,
ethic.
but in the beginning,
Yeah.
I never forget. JJ used to tell me that when he was at soccer, he wanted to be a pro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, he's like, I want to be pro. Our work ethic was different. Me and Dwight, like we really ate, slept, breathed basketball. So you can't come around us telling us that, oh, I want to work hard, I want to be a pro, and you don't put it in. So I would get on. JJ would get tired. Our first 5-10 minutes, JJ be tired as I don't know what. And I'm like, JJ, I would have to drag and like pull him on sprints and pull him. He wanted it, but he had to. It's a mentality, bro. You gotta really put this work in. You gotta get this mentality that we got. And he ended up getting it and became such a hard worker and ended up being one of the, I think, Mr. Georgia, one of the top players in the country. Mickey D.
High energy
He went
guy.
to NC
But
State.
it wasn't
and he
just
went, and he
it wasn't
went
just
number
high
one.
energy. Like I'm telling you, when I first worked him out, when I got to the league, they asked me to come back to soccer and work him out. He didn't really have a lot of skills. He was just tall.
He was
didn't
big
have a
in
lot
the
of
beginning.
skills, and he went to the church too. So I always see him, but he didn't have that much skills. And then he started putting in the work for real.
He's an example
He
of
started
hard, when you
actually
put the
really
hard work
putting in the work.
and not just
hard
talk
work.
about it.
He didn't
Put it
talk
in.
about it, he did it. And I watched him get to the league off that. I watched how he got to the league, and then when he got to the league, he kept getting better.
Yeah, he ended up transferring and going to Willard. So I want to take this time to shout out General G. He's over Game Elite, the program that I coach at right now, the AAU program. But he's a basketball guru. He's like Coach Prather. You know what I mean? He's like how Coach Prather was. He's one of them guys love basketball. He eat, sleep basketball, even right now as an adult. Like he's always been like that, trained us, and he got JJ right. I'm gonna give him his flowers. Like, and he's produced a lot of pros: Jaylen Brown, JJ Hickson, Jamario Davison, more pros than that. He had Gary Irvin out of New York. They had
Shout
a
out
great
to Gary
college career. You know what I mean? And I think he played overseas, but General he loves basketball, and he will. If you want to be in that gym and want to work hard. And he's still doing this to this day with these kids.
That's
so
a
that the
beautiful
15
thing.
and under, we coach this 15 and under team together. But JJ worked hard, he put in the work, but General G got him right.
Yeah, bringing it back full circle for you, you got this squad, you got that, you got Ant Morrow, great team, but you still led the team in scoring, still hooping, killing the ACC. Then you decide, okay, cool, I want to go to the league. Now, I mean, you was talking a little bit off camera, and you were saying if NIL and things like that was out there then, maybe you stay, maybe you go. Talk about that decision and you going to the league, and, what was that like for you making that big decision?
We had a really good team, man. Jeremy Smith, Rashawn Dickey, Lewis Clinch. Lewis ended up, I think he got suspended that year. We would have had him.
Yeah.
It would have been even better. But we had a lot of great talent, bro. And it's crazy that me and Thad were so close, and we didn't communicate properly because we both ended up leaving because we didn't know what the other one was going to do. And then also not just that, but just trying to keep like, if you are one of the top 10, top 15 players in the country, top 5, whatever, and you're looking at all the other players in the class that's top leaving, like one and done, and you one of them ones, you kind of go to all that get in your head, like, I know I might need to come back, but I know they're saying that I'm a lottery pick. I don't know if my teammate coming back. I don't know what's going on. So for me, man, if they had that in the NIL, a lot of these kids don't even know why they're getting this money. They don't know. They don't know about who went to court about this so that they can get this money. They really don't even know. But if they had that around back then, I probably would have came back, because when you come from the environment that I came from, projects, I won't just say poverty because we had things. We just wasn't without like that. But I'm coming from the projects, and you got an opportunity. They're saying that you got a chance to go lottery. You know what I mean? Like you got to take it. You know what I mean? Because I got this is the moment that I worked so hard for. Now, but you're put in a tough situation because it's like, you worked so hard for this moment, but what if you not quite where you want to be? So they were telling me like, if you come back to school, you top 5. In the mock drafts, they were like, if you come back to school, you top 5. So now it's like the Stephon, Kenny Anderson is like, yo, Stephon was one and done. And I used to study film of them in my dorm room. I just showed you the message between me and Kenny Anderson. Yeah. I'm studying film of these guys. Stephon left after 1 year. Kenny stayed 2. What do I do? Do I come back and they're saying that I'm top 5? But what if I come back and get hurt? So it was a kid out of West Virginia. I can't even remember his name, but he was older than me. And man, he had a great year, great 2 years, and he was projected first round and went back to school his junior year, tore his knee up. Came back from the knee injury. His senior year wasn't the same player. Never got drafted. You never heard of him. I can't remember. He was one of them ones though at this time, and he was supposed to be a first round pick. So now you got all this stuff in your head. You got family, you got people, you got agents. So it's like, yo, what do I do? And I was like, yo, I waited for this moment. I put in the work for this moment. Dwight's there. Josh there. I made the decision. But now I always look back at it like, man, like if I would have went back top 5, because I was going to put in the work. I wasn't no player to get complacent. Like, they saying, he's between 14 and 19. Now I'm there, I'm about 14 and 19. That's good, but I want to be higher than that. I want to be higher than that. So I would have definitely been one of the ones that put in that work. And it's just, what if, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but when you have your family depending on you, man, it puts you in one of them predicaments, like, okay, it's right here. Let me go ahead and get this for sure money. Let me go.
Yeah. Talk about draft day, the workout. Did you do any workouts? And where did you think you were going?
I worked out for a lot of teams, man. I can't forget my Wizards workout. My Wizards workout, man. My Wizards and my Clippers workout. So I had the Kobe's on, and I don't know what was going on with these Kobe's at this time. I had the black and purple ones and the black and yellow ones, and they both blew out on me.
These are Adidas Kobe's at the time?
No, these are the Nike Kobe's. These are the Nike Kobe's. Yeah. I don't remember the name of them. Great looking shoe. Yep. I don't know if it was the way I was just moving in them, pushing off in them, but on both of the shoes, I blew out the sides. The whole side busted open. So I'm in a workout with the Wizards, and I just feel my foot touching the ground. I'm like, hold on, like, I ain't right. Like, I'm moving.
The first Zion. What the hell? He's the first Zion.
Yeah, these ain't them the Kobe's that everybody wearing now. These was the other Nike Kobe's in the beginning. And man, Gil was sitting on the sideline. Gil walked in the gym. It's me and Nick Young. I forgot who we was going against. It don't even matter because, I mean, it was like a total annihilation. We was destroying them. My foot pops out the side of the shoe. I'm like, yo, I need a 13. The manager is gone, the closet is locked, and Gil just happened to be watching our work. He walked in the gym, sat down like, oh, these guys cooking. Gil wears a 13. Not knowing this, he's like, yo, what size you wear? I'm like, a 13. He's like, I wear 13. Took his shoes off his feet. He didn't have no other shoes right there. It ain't like he said, let me go get my other shoes, or he took his shoes off his feet, gave them to me, sat on the sideline barefoot.
That's real.
And it was like, cook, y'all keep cooking.
That's tough.
Yeah. And that's so, tough. I worked out with the Lakers, the Clippers, different teams, Atlanta, but that workout, stood out because of that. Gil was that guy in D.C. And then, the reporters afterwards was like, oh, like, do you see yourself stepping into Gilbert's shoes? Because I literally put my feet in his shoes, you know what I mean? We kept cooking, so that was a moment that stood out. But the Lakers, man, it's crazy. I didn't even, I had a great workout with the Lakers, but I thought that I was going to go higher. It was like, yo, I'm not going to go past the Clippers. Yeah. Of course, we know that draft day, anything can happen.
What pick did the Clippers have at that time?
The Clippers had the 14.
Okay, gotcha.
Sean Livingston had just got hurt. Shout out to Sean, man. Sean was a dog. Like some like magic. You know what I mean?
He got it back during that Golden State run. He had it back though. That midi was unstoppable.
And that's my dog. We used to work out together too. And I watched him come back from that knee injury. I watched him we would work out and to put on the what's the thing? It was an expensive It was a little square thing that
game ready.
Game ready.
Yeah.
Yep. And so he would have to put that on. Some days he would have to sit out, like, man, his knee, and he never gave up.
Yeah.
He kept coming back, and he ended up having a great
He
career.
got one of the coldest middies.
That pull up midi for Golden State.
Yeah,
kinda like
shout
mine
out to
against
Sean. But he got hurt, and I'm like, man, Atlanta at 11 or the Clippers at 14. And they end up taking Al Thornton, and the Hawks took AC Law because they said they already was a young team. They wanted to. I think AC stayed all 4 years. Didn't he stay all 3 or 4 years in college?
I was shocked they picked him.
Yeah, man. And shout out to AC Law, but that hurt me, bro. I was like,
because you wanted to stay home, right?
man, what
high school, college,
I stayed home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I know.
Yeah,
Like, I ain't gonna be able to play with
That
Dwight,
would've
I'm
been
gonna play with
crazy.
Josh.
yeah, that's tough.
That would've
Yeah,
You feel me? So that was a heartbreaker. So I go past 11. I'm like, okay. I go past the Clippers, and I listened to my agent in a situation where I kind of regret not working out for certain teams.
Yeah.
He was like, Golden State had the 18 pick, and he was like, well, they already got Monte Ellis, they had Baron Davis, but you never know how stuff work out. You don't know who's gonna get traded. You don't know how that's gonna work out. And I didn't work out for them, but on draft day, I got the call as I was slipping. I was still, high spirits. Like, I know I ain't gonna slip too much further. And got the call from Miami. Miami had the 20th pick. The Lakers didn't call. You know what I mean? So we're like, okay, we know we off the board at 20.
Yeah.
And so it was like the 19th pick. And when the Lakers called my name, I'm like, because I'm waiting on the 20th
right.
pick.
So they ain't call you, and so you had no idea.
We had no idea.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
That's
So
crazy.
I'm waiting on the Twins.
Yeah.
18. Golden State had the 18, and I think they picked Marco Bellinelli,
Yep.
another guard that end up thriving. And this is
Yeah.
why, like, not knocking the agent, but it's like,
Yeah.
dang, I could have worked out because they were a run and gun team.
Yep.
And they were a confidence building team. Like, hey, believe in your shot.
Yep, young
We
guys.
high offense. And Marco Bellinelli ended up thriving. Even though they had Monte, even though they had Barron, even though they had certain guards
They
already.
still play good.
You can get in there and you can fit into their system.
Yeah.
So you can't always look at stuff like that.
And your
But
type of work ethic, you wasn't really worried about not being able to.
I was never
Yeah.
like, man, like my confidence and my work ethic, I wasn't
Yeah.
worrying about like who was there and I got to sit behind this person or anything
Yeah.
like that.
So I kind of want you to paint the picture for the audience, right? Because this is what happens, right? You come up in Atlanta from the projects, you make it out to being the McDonald's All-American. You lead your team in scoring. Now you go to the draft. 19th
Drafted
pick.
by the Lakers.
You get drafted by the most iconic team in NBA history.
And
Phil
he's
Jackson.
the most iconic player.
Kobe Bryant, and you in LA, which is a complete culture shock probably to what you was used to on the most important team in the league. How does your life change, and what is that experience like coming up? Because you're still young trying to figure it
He
out.
cried when you got in the car, didn't you?
I mean, because you told him how hard you work for it.
When you gonna cry when you get in the car? So that was a major moment to be drafted to the Lakers, man. I was thankful. I never forget one of my assistants at Georgia Tech, Charleston Young, great guy from Miami. Shout out CY. He used to call me Hollywood. So he was like, Hollywood goes to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So just being out there, I'm like, man, I'm about to be playing with legends like Kobe, Derek Fisher. I'm playing for Phil Jackson. My favorite player of all time is Magic Johnson. Like I'm a Laker, you know what I mean? But it was definitely a culture shock because you got to think, I'm homegrown all the way through. I didn't go away for school. I didn't go to Kentucky. I didn't go to Georgetown. I went to Georgia Tech. I'm still in Atlanta. And now I'm going all the way to the West Coast. And I was by myself. So I'll tell you this, and a lot of people can feel some type of way. Lakers fans, Phil Jackson fans. Much respect to Phil Jackson. He's a great coach, legendary coach. When I look back on it, like I think that was the wrong situation for me, which I was thankful to be drafted by any team to be able to play in that league. But if you're looking at the documentary, people, one of the reporters was like, do you know how Phil Jackson feels about rookies? And I was so naive. I'm like, no, I don't. All I knew was to work hard, like put in the hard work, and you're going to get your opportunity. And Phil didn't like rookies.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this going in. And even when I found that out, I was like, yo, I'm just going to work harder. I'm going to work harder. And they say that he used to look at rookies as dog shit at the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah.
And it just, I didn't understand that, man. And I'm not you know, this is not a direct knock at Phil.
Absolutely.
Great coach, legendary coach. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like as a young player, I was 19 years old. I was used to Coach Brooks. I was used to Coach Hewitt. I was used to having somebody that cared, that talked to you, and you know, tell you what you're doing right or wrong, and just, you know, young player being under a coach that don't like rookies, not really talking to you, you not knowing he got his mind made up that you're a rookie, and he don't, you know, he gonna look at you a certain type of way, and then I'm gonna change it the second year, you know, when you're not a rookie. I never got the chance to not be a rookie with him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I got traded my rookie year in this deal, so
Which is taboo because that usually never happens.
So it was like, damn, like you can't say, well, you know, we're gonna put him through this rookie phase, and then next year, you know, we're gonna give him the attention or whatever, the growth that he needs. I never got that with you, so he really crushed my confidence, bro.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a knock on him, but it's just me being real. I got to speak my truth. You feel me? Like Dwight knows I was one of the most confident. Anybody that played with me, like high school, college, one of them ones, like super confident, gonna put in the work, and that just like. That was more so my welcome to the NBA moment. Like, damn, like this is different. And I'll give you another example. He would make us, and I don't think any other team did this, but the rookies would have to go into a separate locker room. And the only rookies that we had was me and Kobe Carl. What? Kobe Carl was George Carl's son. Yeah. You know, and he ended up making the team. But so I'm already out there at 19 years old by myself. Our team is it's more so older guys that's married. You got Kobe, you got Derek Fisher, then you got the foreign guys. Then you like Romanovich, Ronnie Turioff. So we were kind of broken up, and then it was me and Andrew Bynum. We hung out a lot because we were that's my guy. Like we were around. He was 1 year older than me. Yeah. His mom and his older brother lived with him. I would go. That's where I got my home cooked meals from. Like that's where I got my support from. Like me and him. But other than that, I was by myself, and you're putting us in the locker room and saying that y'all got to be in the locker room by yourself.
That's crazy.
Until you make it to, I don't know, whatever. But I spent a lot of time by myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it just
in L.A.
And that's really just hard for somebody
bro.
that's 19 coming into a situation where they thinking they're going to get a chance to play. You know, they're going to be a part of the team. They just got drafted, you know, and I know what he's thinking because he's like, okay, I just came from high school, college, everybody kick it, you know, all this. But now here I am in the league. The coach ain't even talking to me. And they got me in a whole nother locker by myself.
I didn't understand the point of that, bro.
Yeah,
I really didn't. Like that fucked up my confidence, bro. Like, because it just was like, whoa, it was such a shock. And it wasn't what I was used to. You feel what I'm saying? And in the documentary, they talked about how I didn't dress my first game.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
and it was some straight bullshit. And again, I'm not attacking Phil. I love Phil. He's a great coach.
Yeah,
I don't agree with some of his ways and how he handles rookies or he handled me.
No, for sure, bro. Speak your truth.
So if you look at Summer League, I was top 10 in Summer League. I averaged 18 points in Summer League. You got in our Summer League, it was me, KD, Greg Oden, Brandon Roy, Kyle Lowry, Rudy Gay. We had guys. We had them guys. You feel what I'm saying? So
and remember, this is before averaging 30 was easy, so 18 was crazy.
So it's just Summer League. Some people like Summer League don't count, but it says
that
a
matters.
lot.
Yeah.
Like I worked out with Rodney. Remember Rodney Hurd? We working out. We getting ready. Like 18 points. I'm top 5 or top 10 for pull this up.
Yeah.
In the Summer League, we go preseason. I do good in preseason. Jordan Farmar, I'm not knocking Jordan. Jordan's a great guy, great talent, you know what I mean, great teammate. If you look at our Summer League, I averaged 18, he averaged like 4 points or 5 points. Not saying that, you know, he great career, not knocking him, but it's just to make my point. Kobe Carl, great guy, George Carl's son, great shooter. Game day, top 10 in Summer League, top 5, top 10 in Summer League. I do what I'm supposed to do in preseason. Look at the numbers. You can pull this up. Yeah. He said it's going to be either you or Kobe Carl that dresses out. Why? And Kobe, he might not ever speak on this, but we would talk, He'd be like, I don't know what it is if he wants you to work on your attitude or what, but why would he intentionally, like you dress Kobe Call and then dress your first round pick that's doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. So make it make sense. Like it says that, they say that he plays this like, this Buddhist mind game with you. Like I'm 19 years old, bro.
I got time for that shit, bro.
I'm 19 years old. I'm keeping it.
So he's just not gonna understand that.
You're fucking me up, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm 19 years old. You're fucking me up. Like I'm putting the work in that I'm supposed to put in, and I'm summer league.
I'm gonna say
here we go.
Bullshit, bro. I'm gonna keep it a
No,
bit.
you can't say. Well, see, you
That's
gotta.
that's kind of crazy, though,
but
bro.
you have to look at it.
It fucked me up, though, Dwight. Like
you got to think about this. Usually, there's not 19-year-old rookies. There's a little bit older because they go to college and stuff like that. Now they do have a lot of. Then they changed the rule where it's no high school.
Right.
Then you got to go to college. So sometimes, a lot of coaches do mess with rookies. They're trying to test them to see how strong they are mentally. Now, from the coaching standpoint, as he's the coach now, he probably tests his players, but obviously they're not getting paid. They're not in the NBA. But he has his ways of testing his players to see how strong mentally they are. Now, on the other end, he's 19. He's coming from a situation where you got a coach in college who's saying to him, you don't need basketball to be great. You got him in high school. You got our principal saying, you're great. You walk in greatness every single day. Now you go to the world, and the world shuts you off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how he's seeing it. And I can totally understand that because we come from a situation of love. This is all love. This is all love. Support everything. It's like, communication, transparency, honesty.
What you need to work on. You know what I mean?
And he's giving all he know what to give is hard work. Okay. If I do something wrong, I know I got to go work hard. If I'm not getting playing time, I got to go work harder. He not thinking that the coach just don't like rookies. I'm going to just send him in another room and let him figure it out. He thinking I'm going to just go out and work hard and it's going to get better. So over time, what this does to you mentally is it's like, man, one, you're confused, you hurt, you start to get mad, and now you're angry at everybody. You get depressed. And then you realize it's politics too, so you start to lose the joy of the game. There's no more joy in the game. There's no more joy because you're like, dang, what did I do wrong?
When you say that, you say you hit on the head.
Let me touch on 2 points. And my kids and their parents know that this is true. With my 15 and under kids, any kid that I coach and train, I handle them a certain type of way because of how Phil handled me.
Yep.
I preach confidence because my confidence was stolen from me. All of my kids, they'll tell you this, confidence, 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 free throw line, whatever drills, believe in yourself. I make speeches, believe in yourself. You gotta believe in you before anybody else believes in you. I talk about just, you have to have confidence. I don't take that away from them. Yeah. I don't test them to the point that I take that away from them at any given time because I know that what that can do to a player. And not saying that he did it intentionally. He's coached so many players, you know what I mean? Phil, but if you really look at it, like, which young players has he developed? Really look at it, and it's no knock on him. You look at the rings that he won with the Bulls and the Lakers.
Develop teams.
You put together teams.
Yep.
You got Shaq, Kobe, Robert Horry, Derek Fisher. You're going to trade and get the pieces you need. Hey, listen, I don't knock the trade that happened with us. You got to make your team better. You traded me, Kwame. Guess what? You get Pau Gasol. You win a championship the next year. Not that year they lost to Boston, but the next year. But it's like more so you trade pieces to build your team. And the young players is like, hey, hey, good job, but go ahead and go on. The thing I love about OKC when they drafted KD, they drafted James Harden, they drafted Russ, even though they were high lottery picks, you developed these guys. Russ became Russ because of his work ethic, but also that organization believing in him. James Harden, KD, like Golden State, with Mark, before Steve Kerr, Mark Jackson, he really needs a lot more credit than he gets. But
100%.
He developed these guys. Steph, believe in yourself.
Gave him the confidence.
He gave him the green light. It ain't like I'm
trying to spoke that the best backcourt in the league, the best shooting backcourt. He spoke it into existence.
It ain't like let me test you mentally to see if you're gonna break or not, and then see if you falter and break on like, yeah, it's just confidence. You feel
There's
what I'm
different
saying?
styles and all different types of players in different sports and stuff. They respond
different
differently to
situations.
different types of coaches.
And so what I wanted to also speak about with the politics before we move forward, man, the politics of the game, once you see that is going on, like they pick and choose. There's politics involved in this sport. And man, God is my witness. God hears all, sees all. Like I literally used to have to pray, like, God, give me my passion back. Once you lose that passion, bro, it's hard.
It's
like,
hard to get it back.
It's hard to get it back. Once you, like, the outside stuff start messing with you. Because think about how we started off talking about with the podcast. We talked about passion, the love for the game. That's how we ended up making it, bro.
business,
Before the cameras and the social media, it was just our passion, our desire to be great, our desire to get better, our desire to make it out. And it's like now, once you put all that work in to get there, and it's like, yo, this is a lie.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
this
it
is
ain't
it's not all about that. Like, it's more to it than this. And if this all you know to give to get these results, it's like, yo, damn, it's like heartbreaking.
It crush you.
I used to pray, get on my knees and pray, God, give me back my passion.
Yeah.
Because when you lose the passion, you're losing your confidence, losing your passion. You're not the same player.
You're not the same player. You don't even want to be the same person. It's like you just got caught up in the whole scam. That's how I feel like, because you putting in this.
Just think about how many guys really put in the work. You know what I'm saying? And they run into a coach who may be like Phil, who don't like rookies. It's a lot of coaches who've been in the NBA like that. A lot of the old school coaches who just don't play rookies. And so now think about these players' confidence being shattered, going from great high school players, great college players, get to the league. Yeah, they great their whole life, and now they at the top of where they need the most confidence, and then their confidence is shattered. And then the politics get in, and now you get no PT because somebody else above that's not even playing the game is moving the pieces on the court.
And they used to tell me, like, you know, Jordan, even I'm not knocking Jordan. Jordan's a great player, you know what I mean? But like, it's like I can understand playing behind Kobe and Derek Fisher, and they used to tell me, like, you know, Jordan Farmer had to go through his rookie year already. Like he went through that phase already, and then, you know, Phil started playing him at the end in the playoffs, and he did really well. Yeah. But they were trying to tell me, like, he basically, because he went through it already, right, and now you got to go through it. But I got to go through it for what? And I'm not even going to be here next year because I got caught up in a trade where you guys couldn't turn it. You can't turn that trade down. Yeah. You can't turn it down. Yeah. I'll trade myself. At that time. Hey, if I got money invested in the Lakers and we want to, hey, man, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm pulling that trade on myself. Yeah. But my point is, you can't say wait until, you know, he went through it already. Wait until next year. I never got the next year with that team, but I got the damage that came from.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
It would have been different if the process would have been seen all the way through. And after that rookie year, you started to get that, because obviously that confidence and all that would come back. Speaking of confidence, and, you know, throughout this whole conversation, I've been hearing, like, your work ethic is just one of one. From when you first started playing basketball to when you found yourself in the NBA, you played with a guy like Kobe Bryant, who we know work ethic is insane. Any stories you have, or did y'all ever get any workouts in, or watching behind the scenes, just seeing two guys that work extremely hard?
Bro, that's why I hated the trade, man. I hate that I got traded, and I understood it, but playing with that guy was just different, man. Kobe, and it's a great point right here. So we're gonna use Kobe and Phil right now. So we talked about how Phil handles rookies, the things that I went through. Kobe was nothing like that. Kobe, you're the superstar. You don't have to talk to me. You can be like, oh, like, you're a rookie. Like, you got to wait your turn until you show me something. Kobe used to come out of the game talking to me, teaching me things. In practice, he would pull me to the side, teaching me things. He took a liking to me. I'll tell you, one of the things was I didn't back down from him. So we used to go at it in practice. Like, you probably thinking, like, oh, Coach, you going against Coach. Like, we used to go at it in practice. I never backed down from him. He would test you, and the stuff that he would do would, like, he'll foul you hard. Because, you know, we got a fake ref in practice. Which is a coach. They're not going to blow the whistle on Kobe. You're trying to keep your job. So he might come up and elbow you, hit you in your arm real hard. He's swiping for the ball and just hit you super hard. Like, you hear the whole smack in the gym to see how you going to deal with it. And he saw that I was tough. Like, you smack me, I'm going to smack you back. You elbow me, I'm going to elbow you back. But we were competitive, And he's like, yo, you know how you see a young guy that don't back down from nothing? Like, yo, I like you, kid.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So that was our thing. Then he used to teach me so much, man, just in that short time, being able to play with him and watch him work hard. And he worked hard, but smart. He didn't have to stay in the gym 4 hours.
Yeah.
He get it in an hour and a half, 2 hours, and do what he got to do. But just watching him work on that shot fake, and like, okay, dang, this how he's able to do this in the game. Like he's really putting his work in. But man, and I'm not just speaking highly of him because he died, man. If he was right here, right now, I would still give him his roses, give him his flowers, man, because he deserved it, man.
I like that you said that
He's a
because
different guy, bro.
I was gonna mention the Smush, Smush Parker and everything. He talked about Kobe as a teammate. Some people say he didn't talk to rookies or talk to people he felt was on that level. So you just kind of dispelled that whole narrative.
So I'll say this: you have everybody's entitled to their own perception or whatnot, and you had some of those guys that felt like he was arrogant, he was a dickhead. I'm right here with my teammates, so I hear the little stuff that they say. That's y'all. I don't know what y'all did to him or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
that's real.
And everybody has their own thing. Like it's different. Like even with me and Dwight in high school, me and Dwight had a different relationship than he might have had with this person, I might have had with that person. Everybody got their own situation. And it's not to say that I'm dispelling anything, but I can only speak on
your experience.
Me and him. You feel what I'm saying? So him and Smush, like it's that, I wasn't there, but I just know a lot of stories that I heard, and I don't want to get into that and speak about them and their situation. But, you got guys that felt differently. And I will say this about Kobe. What I did learn about him in a short period of time was that he'll tell you he don't have a lot of friends. He too busy putting in the work to try to be great, but he has like minds. So if you somebody that is chasing greatness, you want to win, you want to be good, and he saw that. Like I used to go to him like, hey, like I want to go to the next workout. What you doing this summer? And this is why I hate I got traded. That summer, he was working out in another country or something. It was some, I can't even remember. It might have been in Italy or something. And I was like, bro, like I wanna get better. Like I wanna be like you.
Yeah.
I wasn't that guy that was like, I'm no dick rider by far.
Yeah.
Like he know how I am.
He's a sponge,
like,
bro.
Yeah, like I'm like, but I can go to a person, even like Gil, and like I studied film of Gil. I looked up to him basketball wise, like, yo, this is a person that I want to be like. And I went to him, I'm like, bro, like I want it, bro. Like I want to be like you, you know what I mean? And he was like, yo, like you sure you want to put this work in? He was like, my work is different work. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like I really wanted it. And so you got to think, I'm not getting this from Phil over here, the coach. I'm idolizing this coach also, but I'm not getting the same, like, not expect you to cater to me, but I'm not even getting it's like I don't exist, but I'm getting this from Kobe. And we made plans to, like, he was like, all right, like, you sure? Every time I'm reminding him, like, bro, he's like, all right, like, I got you, like, you coming. And then we know that when a trade happens, sometimes people keep in contact, sometimes they don't. So it changes the dynamic. You're not seeing me in the locker room every day.
Yeah.
I'm not in your face when I'm reminding you, bro, I'm trying to put this work in with you, you're focused on what you got to do with your team, and you know what I mean? Not to say, he still reached out to me. Yeah. We talked a couple times, but then it eventually, like, it wasn't the same because I'm not in LA. I'm not, it's not knocking it. It's just a part of basketball, the basketball world.
It's crazy to me, y'all both went to the same high school, both from Atlanta, and then y'all both played with Kobe on the Lakers.
That is crazy.
Now, he got something. He got a chance to do something that I dreamed about doing, that I wanted with the Lakers. So you favored, bro. Like you went in there and did what you were supposed to do, and you won a championship. Like you got to think, like, to get traded again. I would have made the trade on myself. You know what I mean? For Pau Gasol, but to get traded and then to watch them go to the same year. Go to the championship, and they lost to Boston, and then turn around and watch them win it the next. And he's like, bro, like I was literally just right there.
So talk about
that shit. That hurt.
No, for sure.
When you got
traded,
you've
been winning your whole life. I'm sorry, Moba, go ahead.
No, that's what I wanted to talk about. Like when you got traded, talk about the difference being on that team, and talk about some of your best game performances you had in the NBA.
I'm talking about when I got traded to Memphis.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Rudy Gay. Who else?
Rudy, my guy. I talked to Rudy about 2 weeks ago too. Like a lot of us still keep in contact. But we had Rudy, Kyle Lowry, Hakeem Ward, Mike Conley.
Hakeem Ward, man, he was nice.
Darko Milicic.
Yeah.
I got some stories about
Darko.
Darko is funny as crap.
And he was nice.
We had one of the Collins brothers that ended up coming. They got traded there. We had Greg Buckner, Marco Yoward. So it was like
played with Greg Buckner too.
Yeah, that's Greg Buckner. That's an OG vet, man. Good dude. Like a
OG vet.
real like class act stand up guy, man. Greg was, but it was basically like a rebuilding mode. And we had 8 guards.
Yeah.
And this is before OJ Mayo got drafted the next year.
It's tough.
So hold on, let's just name the guard. Me, Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry. You got Marco Yarish, Greg Buckner. That's 5. Rudy was considered a guard. Rudy's a 2 guard, 2-3. Who else did we have? We had Quentin Ross. I don't know if you remember him. I think he went. I think Q went undrafted, but he ended up like having a pretty good, like a 7-8 year career. So we had a lot of guards.
Oh,
man.
did y'all have Mike Miller?
Mike, man,
Mike Miller, man.
Mike Miller, but Mike Miller more of a he's
A
2,
3.
3, yeah, more of a 3, but shoot the lights out the ball.
He
It
was
just
killing
like
it there. He got Rookie of the Year there.
yeah,
Mike
we just
Miller?
yeah. And we were just like, man, now my first game there, it was a bad storm or some type of hurricane or something. It was bad.
Yeah.
And like it shut down the city. And so, man, when we went out, boy, my high school games was more like packed than it. Like it was.
Damn.
It wasn't like nobody in the stands.
When you
So
first
I'm like-
got to Memphis.
Yeah, so I'm like, bro, to go from LA. And I will say this about LA.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the fans. Like the fans saw the potential in me. Like I never forget coming into the game. I got a standing ovation.
Wow.
You know, like coming into the game, and I would read articles like Mitch Kupchak finally got it right with his draft pick. Like they really believe like this is our point guard of the future. Like they stood up for me. Like they made you feel like, boy,
remember
welcome.
that.
Yeah.
Like welcome.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Welcome to LA. But now, you see what I'm saying? Like you're going from
Nah,
like
that boy,
a
man.
standing ovation. You got every.
It's before the grit and grind era, right?
You said what now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It was before that
was
grit and
before.
grind era
Was it?
of Memphis basketball, the grindhouse.
Yeah, this
it
was
was.
before then. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get to all that
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Let me get to all that. So in LA, you go from Jack Nicholson. You got Sylvester Stallone. You got every celebrity right there talking to you, and I'll never forget, bro. And it's crazy. I'm thinking about this right now, and we ain't even got into them questions. But my welcome to the NBA moment that was outside of basketball was Denzel Washington.
Wow.
Bro, listen, it was halftime. I don't know who we were playing, but they had my face. You know, they put different players' face on the Lakers magazine that they pass out to everybody. And I'm sitting there shooting, and somebody's like, Javaris. So I'm like, damn, somebody calling my name. I'm thinking it's a teammate. They're like, Javaris. I turn around, bro. It's Denzel. He's like, come here. So I'm trying to warm up. He's like, come here real quick. So he's chopping it up with me, and we're talking, and he was telling me this. I think his son went to
Morehouse.
Yep. You know, I ain't lying. His son went to Morehouse. Let my son go to school in Atlanta. He was like, man, happy to have you here. We just chopping it up. So I'm in the moment. I'm talking to him, and I'm just having a regular conversation. And I walked off and dribbled the ball, and I just stopped.
That's Denzel.
Like, damn, it's Denzel. Like, you grew up looking up to these people since I was a kid, seeing this man on TV. And it was like, damn, I'm really here. Like Denzel, I didn't see Denzel and running to him and say, hey, Denzel called me over.
That's tough.
And it's like, yo, I was happy. Like, but to go from that to, and it's not knocking me, it was just where we were at that time, like rebuilding. The hurricane or whatever had just hit, and it was like the stands were like, it was bad. It was bad. Then more people started coming out, and it kind of picked up. But it was kind of bad. Like it was a losing team. You know what I mean? And playing with somebody like Kobe, I don't care who he got around him. Like that dude, he gonna feel like he can get it done. You know I ain't lying. Mm-hmm. He can have the worst of the worst or whatever. Like rebuilding, he gonna feel like he can get it done, and he gonna be mad when he can't. Our team was so young, and it was just like, and this is a true story. He'd be like, bring it in. We're just gonna go out here and Just trying to see if we can get a win. You know, we're just gonna play hard. Like it was just a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was an opportunity to play. You know,
I was just about to ask you that.
I had some. You know, I had 22 points, 23 points. I put together some pretty good games where it's like I never forget. Brian Shaw text me. He was like, young fella, I see you over there putting it together. I see why you wanted to, you know what I mean? You wanted to go somewhere where you could play. Not that I wanted to leave, but he was like, that was the whole thing. You want to play now, so, you know.
I can understand that when you come into a league, a lot of young players, they want to get that opportunity. Even though they might be on a great team, they see it as a great team. It's like, man, I'm playing with all these greats, you know, I'll get a chance to watch it, but now my years of playing is dwindling down. I'm in my third year, I'm behind LeBron or Kobe or whatever. And he's a rookie at this. You know, we had Talon. Oh man, I don't know why his name is a brain fart right now. My teammate from LA, Talon. He was 19 coming into our team, and he wasn't getting a lot of playing time. And he was upset about it, but he was happy at the same time because we winning. He playing for the Lakers, but he like, man, I want to be on a team where I could hoop. I want some playing time. And so now he was in Chicago. He's been playing there, and he's got his rings. So now he feels comfortable going somewhere else to play. But that's a hard situation for any young guy to come into the league that's coming in with this idea of, I want to be a star. I want to be a great player. Then you get on the team and you're thinking that the fans have this confidence in you. Everybody's seeing this potential. You think the coach is going to have the same potential. They're going to see what everybody else is seeing, but the coach might have other plans. He might be like,
be all type of stuff going on with management, coaches.
Yeah,
they got dysfunction.
They got
It'd be some stuff that you can't even see behind the scenes.
So you got to be like, it's really tough because he mentioned it too, and I said it, the passion thing. When you know all this stuff is going on behind the scenes, everybody else don't see it. You in the lockers, you in the front office, you can go to the coaches and talk to the coaches and see what they got going on, but everybody else can't. So they the ones gonna have the questions. Why you not playing? Yo, what's up with the coach? Why he tripping? Not all this in your head too while you trying to play. Now he go to Memphis, he get an opportunity to play, and it's like, okay, but it's Memphis.
That's what I want to know. It's like Javale was on, he was talking about the difference on, you know, he won 3 chips. Mm-hmm. He said the difference being on a losing team, you know, it could be depressing, fights, all types of stuff. Like, talk about being on a losing team, like, you know, even though you playing, what's it like in the locker room? What's it like trying to move up?
Before we move forward, I just want to say something while I still am, you know, fresh in my mind. Trevor Arenas, he went through the same thing. That's my boy. We talk often, but I saw a clip of him talking about how Stephon Marbury saved him because he was he got drafted to New York, wasn't playing like that. He became frustrated, and when you get frustrated, it's like you can either be frustrated and hungry and keep working harder, or you can get frustrated and shut down. I think he said he was at that point where he was about to shut down. He wasn't working hard. He was like, Stephon Marbury came to him. It was like, yo, like, what you doing? Like, you got to keep busting your ass. You got to let these people see that you're hungry, that you want it, and your time going to come. And it happened for him like that. But again, that's the difference between a vet, the right veteran. Stephon came to him. If Stephon had not come to him, what type of mentality would he have had? You know what I mean? But
that's true.
Trev is a hard worker, believe in himself, super confident, and he had the right vet to come and say, hey, yo, tighten up.
Hey, tighten up, man.
Let's get it and look at him. Rings, great player. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's a legendary player to me, you know. But not to cut you off, back to your question.
No, that's actually that's a good fact. That's what I'm saying. You go to Memphis, and now you on this team. It's a young team. It might be competition. Y'all losing. What was it like being in that environment?
It was tough, but I was playing. You feel what I'm saying? And we had a rookie coach, Mark Alvaroni. So we had a rookie coach, a guard heavy team. I was kind of playing out of. It was more so like I was playing a 1, 2, and 3. I never played the 3 in my life, like in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like it was like just go. Yeah. So now you out there just playing, trying to get it done, but you still not getting that development like you're supposed to, because the team was in rebuilding mode. Yeah. The staff was just kind of like at that time like you're losing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You know the difference between a winning organization and a losing organization. And you see the difference in when things change. I think that when you're losing, everybody's energy is low. Yep. I think the coaches, the vibration is low. Management, I think everybody
that's real,
like,
bro.
That's true.
Try to see, let's get this shit over with. See if we can get the number 1 pick. You know what I mean? But then you watch Memphis turn around.
Yeah.
You watch Memphis get Zebo.
Yeah.
You watch Mark go crazy.
That's
you watch them draft. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now, guess what? It's not that same energy that's in the locker room. When you're losing, that energy is going to be different.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And when you're winning, or you got the opportunity to win, it's going to be different.
Hey, y'all. Sorry to break away from the show. I just had to let you know that there's a reason why I'm a basketball Hall of Famer. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. With over $25 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has proven a track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. For over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people, just like you and I. If you are injured by the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. You can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/above-the-rim or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. This is a paid advertisement.
So now, 2008, you get traded. This time, you're going to the Washington Wizards. This was something that I wanted to speak about because obviously, we're going to get into shooting guards later on, but you get an opportunity to go to the Wizards. At this time, Gilbert Arenas was one of the best scorers in the league.
Electrifying, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of them ones. Gil, good friend in the show, shout out to him. You played with Kobe. Now you're going to go play with Gil. You leave in a situation where you was playing, and now, the Wizards is also another situation where you're like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I can find my way here. So, you go to Washington. What's your first thoughts being a part of this team? What was that energy like compared to what you just left?
Well, let me say this first off. I really requested a trade, man. And to the young players, sometimes you got to be patient and just go through stuff, man. And I never forget Chris Wallace, the GM. I don't know if he's still the GM of the Grizzlies, but he was the GM when I was there. A great dude. He was like, he came and told me some stuff he probably shouldn't have told me at the time. He's like, yo, we finna fire the coach. Players getting traded. There's a lot of stuff gonna happen. We finna shake this up. Like I know you frustrated, you know what I mean? But like, we're about to rebuild. Are you sure you still wanna leave? He asked me that like 3 times. And I was just like, again, when you're passionate, you're young, you're trying to make a name, you wanna be somebody, you like, man, I just wanna, sometimes you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just gotta slow down. You gotta have the right guidance from the agent, the vet, your family. And he what they did, he told me that they were gonna do.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, we gotta,
You didn't see it ahead.
I didn't see it, bro. And I really regret. It's like, he asked me multiple times, are you sure? Man. I wasn't a superstar at that time. Like, it ain't Dwight. Like, Dwight, you sure you want? Like, you got no reason to come to me 3 times. Are you sure? And it's like, you always look back at that like, was it a sign? You feel what I'm saying? They went on a playoff run. I would have still been there. Ain't no telling what would have happened. It's all the woulda, coulda, shoulda, what ifs. You know what I mean? But I go to D.C. with a fresh start. I'm playing there.
Yep.
But, it's again, locker room presence is everything, bro. Like, we had some great vets. We had Eton Thomas, Anton Jameson, Brendan Haywood, like real vets. But then you also had it was more of the goofball team.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I went from a winning organization that, it was broken up, These guys got families, older guys, only a couple of young guys, foreigners. It was broken up, but it was a winning organization. Then you go to Memphis, where we're young and our vets. We got Greg Buckner, Marco Yarich, Kwame Brown. One of the Collins twins, I think it was Jason Collins, ended up getting traded there, but it was just a losing situation. It was like a depressed. It was like not off, but just like come on, hey, just gonna see whatever we can do.
Yeah.
And then now you go to so it's 3 different locker rooms. You see what I'm saying? Like,
you got to continue to adjust every time.
You got to adjust every single time.
It was a reality show.
Man, I had never. And I love those guys. You know what I mean? A lot of us still talk with each other. You know what I mean? I take that back. I don't love all those guys. There's one guy in particular I don't mess with. And I'm gonna speak on that when the time is right. Like, I really don't mess with him. But and it's not Gil. Yeah. It's not Gil, but really don't mess with him. But that it was a great group outside a couple of guys that it was a joking environment. It was kind of too goofy for it to be the workplace. Yeah. And then it was poor leadership by some of the vets. You know what I mean? So we had great leadership, but those guys were like the quiet ones. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it wasn't a like Kobe's
outspoken, loud.
Yeah, loud. Here's this loud leadership. Like he's gonna nip some shit in the bud. You know what I mean?
And would y'all listen? Because Andre Black said that Brendan Haywood was trying to be that vet, but he just wouldn't. No one would listen.
Yeah, so and that can be true. You know, Black. I talked to Black. Shout out Black. I talked to him like 2 weeks. He gave me he was really encouraging and positive about some stuff that I was dealing with. He helped me in the situation.
Shout out
Black. Just with his words, you know what I mean? So shout out Black. But those words can ring true because guys tend to lean towards popularity. And that's just the world.
Yep.
So who's ever popular, who's ever got certain things going on. Like look at the world. Yep. You know what I mean? Like you can put one guy over here and another guy side by side, and he's got the money, the car, and I'm just using this as an analogy.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got the money, the cars, the jewelry, or whatever people look for in a person, and he's low key. Yeah. He's quiet. But then you got the guy over here that's got all that, but he's loud and he's popping. Who they gonna follow?
The loud popping.
The loud pop. So you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you might have these people that want to step up and be that voice, but it's like, yeah, you should be respected, but I'm not gonna respect you.
Yeah. And now
you are the person that we should be listening to and allowing to lead us. You don't score the most points.
Yep.
You don't average the most. You're not the most popular.
Yep.
And that's how that works,
And, speaking of that, at that point in time, Gil was one of the top scorers in the league. And a lot of people know him as being a goofball even on the show now. But he had a crazy work ethic too at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to people who may be at home who don't understand. He was goofy, but he still got his work done, and he was in that gym. He was one of the best scorers in the league.
Bro, regardless of what anybody think about Gil, think about our relationship, I'm always going to give people their flowers, bro. Yep. Never going to be no hater. You know what I mean? Like, that dude was electrifying. His work ethic was on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? He had a chip on his shoulder. He had something to prove. You feel me? So he was one of them ones. You know what I mean? Like the goofy stuff. Yeah, he could have. I tell people that's just the difference between him and Kobe.
Yeah.
Like he can come out and give Kobe 60. Kobe can give him 60. Two great talents. But as far as like, and everybody personality different. Sometimes everybody ain't meant to be the same. But the leadership from a Kobe and then the leadership from Gil is like Gil just more of a jokester, the prankster. And at times, it wasn't even all, sometimes, and it's just me being real.
Yeah.
And it's my bro. Like, I talk to him almost every day now. Like, he's somebody that has been, very positive in my life now that he's really mature. Yeah. But at times, he was arrogant. So people can, just to show you a different example, different views from people can say Kobe was arrogant. Oh, well, he didn't talk to everybody. Have they whatever perception of him? Now you can come over here and say, well, Gil's arrogant, but Kobe's arrogance, he's still a great leader. Your arrogance can make you not be a great leader. It's just all about people's perception. Yep. You know what I mean?
And how
if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Like,
because somebody's perception could be this affected me differently than that guy, or this was impactful differently than that was.
So if Gil was more, you can say if Gil was more like Kobe, if Kobe was more like Gil, it's a whole lot of what ifs. But that leadership, like leadership is important in the locker room. It's super important, and you're setting the bar, you're setting the standard for the young guys because we're watching. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're looking up to you guys and we're watching, like, and we only know we're gonna follow what we see. So that locker room had become like a. And when I got there, I was just like, whoa, like,
it was a lot.
And I tell people this is the truth. I'm not lying about this. When I first got there, Ernie Grunfield, Tommy Shepard, Milt Newton, they were like, don't get caught up in Gilbert's antics. So, like, I'm not the same way I was naive about. Well, you know how Phil feels about rookies. Yeah. I was naive, so I'm like, what antics? Like, what are you telling me? And like, well, you're young, but you're mature.
Yeah.
You don't get in any trouble, so you don't worry about it. You just don't get caught up in the antics. How you telling me that, like, you know what the hell antics you're talking about?
You let me know.
So I'll give an example of different types of goofiness. Like, this is my bro, he goofy as shit though.
Yeah.
Like, he goofy as hell, but it's not gonna be a arrogant, crazy goofy. He gonna laugh and do little dumb stuff, but it ain't gonna be
crazy shit would be
not to disrespect him.
Yeah.
Like Gilbert
so
to disrespect somebody.
Thank you. Like, so his would be more like, and Shaq, I think he's guilty of this too, because people talked about like people hitting cars, shitting in shoes. Mm-hmm. Man, it's a certain line.
That's disrespect.
And I don't even forgive me for that, because guess what? He's never done it to me personally. Yeah. I'm talking about stories I heard, so forgive me for that, because I'm going off of somebody else's word when I bring up Shaq. But you have different types of goofiness. You feel what I'm saying? Like, his is not gonna be like to disrespect me. Right. I might be like, bro, stop playing so much. Like, you know what I mean? But over here, it's
crossing lines.
It'd be crossing lines, and then in that environment, it just shouldn't. Because
when you got talent like that, and you're like the focal point of the team, they damn near, I mean, you can get away with it. So when you got no boundaries, you can pretty much do what you want. Because even Nick, who's best friends with Gil, I've heard stories when, these guys are having like meetings about gun safety. He come in with a paintball gun and shoot people on the team in front of everybody. They just do nothing about it. So it's like he had a crazy leash to be able to do whatever he wanted.
I don't think it was a crazy leash. I think that goes back to what he was saying. Like, there's a line. Maybe it's a line like you could, like I like to joke. The most you might get out of me is this all the time. You're like, God dang, he doing this all the time. You know what I'm saying? But that's not to disrespect nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go take a poop and put it in y'all food.
Yeah. Or do something
crazy. That's like way past.
Or your shoe or something like that.
Disrespectful, all these different things. Come in here with a paintball gun and shoot all y'all. Like, I know when to take it, when that's too far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's all culture. Like he said, the coaches of teams. Because my first high school team, we was hazing crazy. And it made you want to be like, damn, yo.
We would have been fighting. Like, Dwight, no, I ain't lying. Like, if we would have played together, like, not us, like, one-on-one, but whoever would have been like, there's certain lines, like, bro, I'm going to let you know, like, off top, like, as big as he is, he know, like, once I tell him, like, hey, bro, I'm not lying, like, bro, stop playing, and they keep playing. Like, especially when I was young, you know what I mean?
Think about it, like, we took...
I'm halal, bro. Like,
we in New Jersey, cold as shit. Yeah. We take a rookie winter coat, and niggas is broke.
Yeah.
And give it back to him when the spring happened.
Yeah.
We took a nigga sneakers and put him on a trophy case right before the state championship.
Y'all was hazing for real.
Take a nigga phone. Like, my phone got stolen. Coach said, you a rookie. I had to buy a new phone, so we doing shit like that. But then I get to a next school, like you said, going to a prep school.
Yeah, different.
I'm trying to haze because I'm the star now.
Right.
Because it's your turn done to you. It's your turn. Not even just because you want to do it. You like, shit, this shit happened to me. I had to
this how you make niggas better, because that's why I wanted to be a star. And I'm beating niggas. I'm putting coins in a sock.
And now I'm getting
step brothers. I'm gonna take this sock and fill it up with bars of soap. Beat the shit out of this.
That's what I got videos. And my teammate was mad as fuck. Teammate mad, he go to coach. I'm getting in the coach office like, yo, we don't do that here. We a brotherhood. this wasn't like my other schools. So I'm like, oh shit, it's not cool to haze at this school. So you know the culture, like you went to different locker rooms too. So you go to the Gill, you go to the Wizards. Now it's a different line that they passing on the other teams.
Yeah, and it's never a knock to him, bro, because that he made that Wizards team fun.
Yeah.
Like some of them enjoyed that, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody's different. Like him and Nick, like look at their relationship to this day. And both of these are my guys. And Nick joke a lot. Like me and Nick are close. You know, I trained out of LA. Even once, I left the Wizards, like me and Nick were still close, and I know how he played. But they're able to be best friends because they both play like that.
Yeah,
and some guys need that in the locker room. They need it to be fun. Some people feel like locker rooms may be too serious. So you're just finding a balance. It's not knocking anything that happened or anybody.
Absolutely.
It's just you have to have a balance of, when it's time to go out here and work, and you got to put this work in. We trying to win. Do things one way. When it's time to play, it's time to play a little bit. But let's not take things too far. It's just got to be a balance.
Speaking of
Like, cause even in the Lakers locker room, I'll use this for an example. I mean, I wasn't looking to play. It was work. It was, the first team I was drafted to. But somebody might have thought, well, you guys were too serious.
Yeah.
You don't have a balance of any type of fun for the younger guy. You know what I mean? So it's just about perception, man, and balance.
Yeah, you guys were able to, put together an amazing documentary, first and foremost, that I watched. And I thought that was amazing. Just seeing how you grew up, seeing the principles that was installed in you, seeing that you came up in Atlanta, the way you came up, it really gave me insight to, what was going on at that point in time. And obviously, when you was in Washington, it didn't end the way that you wanted it to end. If you guys didn't see the doc, you definitely should. It's called Shooting Guards. The last time I checked, it was top 10 on Netflix. So congratulations for that, bro. That's huge. That's a huge platform. But I wanted you to be able to, as you said from the beginning, speak your truth. If, people at home don't know, it didn't end how you wanted it to end, but more importantly, I wanted you to talk about that experience and what actually happened to clear the air on your behalf.
So, with the doc, man, I'm thankful that people have more insight about my life and my story. But as you know, when dealing with these when you're doing documentaries and TV shows and stuff like that, you're still giving away creative control.
Yeah.
You don't have control of everything. So I appreciate the things that they did, the insight that they did give. But there are certain things that I didn't agree with, like, and it's just me being truthful. Like some people are like, you don't call out the Giants. Like most people would say, well, you shouldn't say anything about Phil, but it's my truth.
Yep.
You shouldn't say anything about what Netflix did. It's my truth.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It is the truth. Like I'm not a person that gets up here and I'm not looking to be liked. I'm not looking to change nobody's perception. Like I'm gonna be straightforward with the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll call myself out, with bad things. But they did something that I really didn't like. They did a couple of things. So I was telling a story about Gil. So and what happened in the locker room. And so in the story, it was just supposed to be a fight. I just got frustrated. Dwight know how I am. Yep. Like I'll fight. Like I've always been like this since I was young. Like I grew up fighting. So it's not gonna go to like, anything about no guns or nothing like that. So he responded to what I said. He said, you keep trying to fight me. He said, but I play with guns. Like you keep trying to fight me like I don't know how to fight. He's like, I know how to fight, but I play with guns. And I'm not saying this to make Gil look, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Whether it was jokingly, this was what happened. And so as I'm telling the story, they cut it to where you hear me say, I play with guns. So if you're looking at that and you don't know the entire conversation,
right?
What does it look like?
Because they take it out of context.
You're taking it out. It's not. I'm telling a story about what somebody else said to
right.
me. So the other part was, it was a detective that they allowed to speak in the situation. One, it's not even about him, but it's when I've never spoken about the situation, and I stayed quiet for so long for a reason, and it was tough. It was tough when people were putting out fake stories, like journalism. Who can create the worst story?
Yeah.
You got all these people. As long as they put allegedly, they can write whatever they want to write.
I said that.
And that's hurtful, man. They don't care who. They don't care who they hurt.
Yeah.
It's all about their job. It's about keeping their job, making the most money, so they make a fortune off of somebody's misfortune. You feel what I'm saying? But to put these stories out, and then I finally have a chance to tell my truth, and I really was against doing the doc, to be real, because I know that you lose control.
Yeah.
And I just stress like, hey, I need to, like, this is the truth, the good, the bad, the ugly. This is it. And for them to take away from the horse's mouth, when you ain't heard the horse speak, when you allegedly you going off all this other stuff, and you finally got the person in front of you to tell their story, you don't take away from that and then insert a detective, and it's not just because he was speaking on anything negative with me. It was the fact that he wasn't involved in anything. He wasn't involved. He don't know me personally. So how you take away my remorse? I condemn myself. I talk about bad decisions. I talk about how me being raised by a single mother, and like how that was growing up with just me and my mom. And if my mom died in a car accident, may God forbid, or I came home from school, or after practice and my mom wasn't there, I don't know what I would do, bro. So I'm condemning myself. I have tears in my eyes. I'm being transparent, bro, and vulnerable.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? In a way that I've never expressed it. And you make me, one of the guys when we were filming, you know how you come from behind the curtain. I come from behind the curtain and he's in tears. He hugs me, he's in tears, bro. Like, so you're letting me know that my story, this ain't a lie. A lie ain't gonna make you cry.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You know that you can resonate, you can understand. He hugs me to let me know that he understands. You feel me? You let me know that you understand, and you take that out. You take it, you remove it.
Try to paint another picture.
To start to try to, oh yeah, we're gonna tell a little bit about him, and so that people have insight. But this is where we're gonna take back.
To try to still control the narrative a little bit.
Control the narrative of why would I want to come out and put out something that everybody else already been saying and doing? This man right here in front of me, he's telling what happened. He's not trying to make himself look like a saint, an angel. He's telling the good, the bad. He's condemning himself. And you take that out and then you insert a guy that, how does a person get that much time that had no involvement in nothing? And he can say, he was a flashy guy. He liked to be seen. I've never known you before today, right?
Yep.
So if I spoke to Dwight, hey man, he flashy, man. He talked to me, he liked to be seen. He this, that, and the third. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
Today's my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you're making it where it was almost he was flashy, he liked to be seen. He deserved it.
Yeah.
I deserve to have a gun held to my head. I deserve to be robbed. You know what I mean? I deserve that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I appreciate Netflix. Don't get me wrong. Because a lot of people, I had a lot of people reaching out with compassion. They said, we didn't really know the details and we only knew what the media put out. You had some people that like, yo, I understand, I get it. Like some people felt like, like I was bullied. I have different people, mental health, like they might be mad at the NBA.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't just care about y'all talents. It should be, checking on y'all well-being. You was young. And it's not an excuse, it's not giving a pass, it's understanding. It's not saying, hey, what you did is, you're right. No, it's about, hey, like, I don't agree with this, but I understand what you went through. Mm-hmm. I have more compassion towards your situation. And I am thankful for that part, because some people can see between the lines, but it just, Dwight, if Dwight was doing a documentary on you or anything about your life, and if he were to pull me in, like, Jay, my friend, we went to high school together, that's my dog, I want you to go speak. And I just get up here and just, like, he grew up in a wealthy household. His parents he was spoiled. He was given, I don't know anything about you, bro.
Speak on you.
You see what I'm saying?
That's real.
So to again, why would the remorse, the pain, the tears, the emotions, like I'm glad I just caught myself. I got a little emotional, but it's like, why would that side be removed? Why would me be condemning myself be removed and then to be replaced by this person?
And that's why we didn't want to just assume that you got your story out the way just because of the doc.
Yeah, it's so much more.
What are some things that you feel like you want to reveal?
bro, just to be put on, it's so much stuff, honestly, man. And what I can say is a shout out to Gil. I really respect Gil for his maturity, you know, and being able to. It takes a lot to be vulnerable. It takes a lot to come forward and tell the truth, and even if it don't, you know, make you look so good, he admitted to certain things, like I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have pushed him that far, and I respect that. You know what I mean? So shout out to him.
Yeah.
But it was it's and we've been talking about this, like it's so much more to the story.
Yeah.
And what I feel, I can't say certain things still. Certain things I feel like it should be reserved for a book and a movie. But I talked to Gil about this, and we aren't seeing eye to eye on this right now. And and when I say eye to eye, it's not we're not beefing. It's not an argument. He's just like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But there are so many people that were instrumental in certain things, and it's like they've been protected.
Yep.
They're not in the documentary. It was supposed to. It's a lot more to this than they were supposed to be exposed. Their roles. You understand what I'm saying? But again, it's not just me involved in this situation. I have to respect Gil. I have to like he respects me. Yeah. He'll get my advice about certain things. But me, anybody that know me, bro, they know I'm not afraid to go up against the Giants. You feel me? I don't. It's like the truth is the truth. So I'm not like certain people like you might not want to touch that, because when you go up against Giants, it's like they got, especially with this media stuff and this control when it comes to the media and journalism, they can make you feel powerless. And I know this. I've been through it. Yeah. But it's like, should I worry about them making me feel powerless and coming up with a rebuttal to, you know, say whatever? What's gonna hurt worse, that or staying silent and knowing that people were involved in certain things? You know what I mean? And it's like, he's just gonna get a pass. It's just, I just gotta be quiet about this. And this even goes back to, I'm one of the teammates that I really I can forgive, but it's just like we haven't spoken in a long, long time. And not to say that I can't forgive them one day, but their role in that situation and just being a poor veteran, a poor leader to us young guys, I can't accept it, but I still won't speak on it, because I just talked to Gil about this, and he was like, you know what, I don't think that's a good idea, and I respect him, and you say it's not a good idea, so I'll be quiet for right now until we can talk about that. But it's bigger than what, it's bigger than Nino Brown, you know what I mean?
And I'm happy you talked about that. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was saying, I remember in the doc, the reporter that broke the story kept talking about it was one teammate it might have been a teammate or a staff member of the team that broke the story. Like, had he not broke the story, where do you think it would have went?
So I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another thing in the doc that I don't like lies, man. Yeah. Especially when I can condemn myself and be vulnerable. I don't like lies. And they said that first they said somebody leaked it from the inside. Then you have Peter Vesky on Netflix saying that they got the news broke from one of my friends.
Now I thought he said two teammates.
No, they said
one of your friends.
Well, let me
somebody
say
who played basketball.
So I got a final edit, and then the final edit really wasn't the final edit. So I can go off of the final edit that they sent me. You feel what I'm saying? So that actually contradicts if that's what was said in the thing, and then the final edit, it said that my friend basically leaked the story, and that's how it got out.
That's how it was on the Netflix episode.
Which story are you talking about?
The story where he was talking
not
about.
To cut y'all off, it shouldn't even be two stories.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you see how you like this was what
that lets you know something not true.
It shouldn't be two stories.
But what I was referring to was he was talking about how people in his position, reporters, how they get news and how they get breaks, right? And he was saying that some people, you might have a connection with an agent, you might have connections with a player, and he said this particular came from his friend.
With the guns.
From the situation that happened, because they were trying to keep it in-house.
Yes.
That's how they portrayed it.
well, they were
So,
trying
and
to
like I
keep
said,
it
I can't speak on the
in-house.
situation,
Yeah.
but that's how they portrayed it. They were trying to keep it in house, and a friend of yours kind of
'Cause
broke it. And then,
Abe Poland wanted to, from my understanding, wanted to keep it in house. Said
Yep.
they were, young guys being young guys, and I mean that would have definitely changed our lives because it would have been
For the better.
It would for the better because it would have been a wake up call. Like, hey, this
could have
we
got
all,
serious.
we almost crashed out on some
some
dumb
silly
stuff, on
stuff,
some pride,
yeah.
on some pride, stubbornness, ego, and we were spared. And it would have stayed in house, and our careers would have been able to still be Gil, and who knows what I would have got a chance to be. You feel what I'm saying? Because I want no bum ass player and like that. Like I was a hard working player. Like I mean, McDonald's All-American, one of the top high school players in the country. Like Georgia Tech. Like I had the ability, and it's just like who knows? Like if I ended up in the right situation, what would have happened? But I don't blame anybody. It's still our fault. That's one thing I'm accountable. It's our fault. It's some shit that should have never happened. But if we would have been given the grace, like I was given mercy and grace from God in my last situation. You know what I mean? It's like once you give somebody mercy and grace and the opportunity, you don't know what lies on the other side of it.
And to talk about that, like I remember when the Draymond Green and Jordan Poole fight happened.
Yeah.
And a social media manager or someone is the one that leaked it for money, that story. It wasn't supposed to get out there. And then you see Draymond go about his career. You see Jordan Poole go to
it broke up their situation.
You
He's
know.
still supposed to be there.
Because
And that would've-
That's what I want to know, like, what was the results of that story breaking? Like, I know Gil came back and you got traded.
They both had the suspension.
Man, so when you ask these questions, man, there's so much I want to say. And I'm just catching myself right now because I literally, if me and him hadn't talked recently about this, then, I might have slipped up and like did it because it's just been held in for so long. But I gotta respect him, man. But I do want to say this, that at one point, they wanted to terminate his contract. And so it became a personal thing towards him. It was like, oh yeah, one person saying keep it in house, and then some other people got their own motives because of, I can't say maybe you're tired of certain things, but you can't give that type of power and control. Gil even said this. Yeah. We were just on this. We did playback, and he was like, he said it ain't my. He being real. He was laughing, but it's some serious shit. He was like, it ain't my fault they gave me all the money and let me do this shit. You let him do what he wanted to do, and he said it, and then you can't turn back, because he hurt his knee, and now it's like, oh, I ain't think he was gonna be injured this long, or oh, now you frustrated. You let it happen, so you can't come back and try to do him in right now. But I just want to make sure I respect his wishes and not dig so deep into stuff right now. Like maybe later on, once I talk to him again, it's like, bro, because I even told him, I was like, you know what? I appreciate you giving me a different perspective, and then we grown men now. Yep. So if he can tell me like, I don't think that's a good idea, and I might think it's a good idea, but I'm gonna respect, your perspective and your respect you as a man, and still not do it because we're that mature and that we're grown. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But from a basketball perspective, in terms of your career after that, like how I know you went overseas.
I got fucked. I got fucked over. So let's put it this way. So he. And I talk about this in the doc, so I'm not saying that new. When we went before David Stern was like, Javaris, like, nobody has anything negative to say about you. They say that you're a hard worker, like, you're very mature. You just got caught up in the situation. And it's not me knocking Gil. Gil know this, but like, he was like a lot of people say that Gil is an asshole, and then he don't, like, keep his promises about doing certain things and whatever. So he's telling me this, and he was like, unfortunately, whatever he do right now, Gil was still being Gil, and it wasn't a planned situation at this point. It was like, bro, the cat is out the hat. Like, this shit is
like
not
shooting
good.
Guns in the game.
Not real, but he was like had the team.
Yeah.
He already was hurt. He wasn't playing, and he's like got everybody circled up and doing this like he was shooting a gun. And he felt like, oh, the Wizards back on top. He's the person that feels like all publicity is good publicity. That shit was not good. He was like, I had my ankle surgery. I I was at home. I never forget. I was in a recline, had my leg lifted. You know, you got to keep your leg elevated. Yeah. And I'm watching it. I'm like, oh shit! I already know it's about to come. And David Stern, like, y'all in this together. So whatever he do, it affects you. It affects you, but it's kind of not true because he's still him.
Yeah.
So guess what? He's gonna get more favor. He's already made his name. He's already a superstar. He's Gilbert Arenas. Like he's not Gilbert Arenas from Golden State when he just got drafted. He's Washington Wizards Gilbert Arenas. He's him.
NBA All-Star. Yeah.
He's him. You feel what I'm saying? So you're saying that we're falling in the same boat with consequences, but in actuality we don't fall in the same boat.
That's
you
real.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he was able to keep playing, and it's like even you know, rest in peace to Flip Saunders, man. Like I was just disappointed how he handled that. Like I guess he was just frustrated because the hopes he had for the team was now going down the drain without his star player, and he was like, you know, Gil can't be in the locker room. He can't be in the locker room. But he didn't tell me this, and just the nameplate, everything was taken down. It was like,
damn.
Like, well, damn, that's how we, you know. And the stuff hadn't even came out about me yet. They were trying not to. When it first came out, remember he was trying to keep the guns from around his kids. They were trying to cover it up, man.
It was something that happened in the doc, and I'm gonna be completely transparent with you as well. I was watching this with my wife, and it kind of choked me up. After the situation that happened, you fought, you worked, you continued to grind. You got another opportunity to work out for a team, and I don't know if this was true or not either, but I think you said it, so it is. A team, bro. They said you try to steal some Adidas slides, which is insane,
thank you for bringing it,
bro.
bro.
And it made me feel so. And it made me feel such a way because I come from a similar environment you come from, and it's just like the stigma like for them to try to paint that perception, and for them to have no proof but to automatically assume
and put it
like
on
that
him.
you do something like that, like bro, some slides, bro.
It wasn't even. It
pissed me off, bro. I'm sorry, but it really pissed me off.
What I didn't, and it hurt me, man. So again, guess what? I don't know why they excluded certain names.
Yeah.
It was Larry Bird. Larry Bird was the GM. He's not the person that accused me, but he had to bring it up. So Larry Bird, he was the GM of the Pacers at this time. Mm-hmm. And so Mark Barterstein was my agent, man. Mark, shout out to Mark. That dude is different, man. He is more than an agent. He's somebody that was really there for me at my lowest. He tried to help me, and he did help me so many times. So I go to Indiana. I worked out for Indiana, New York, San Antonio, and yo, I was in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
I'm doing yoga, boxing, on the court. I damn near passed out in yoga one day because I tried to go from a 2-hour workout at Georgia Tech, 45 minutes to an hour boxing, and I tried to go to hot yoga. Not knowing the difference. Yeah. And I damn near passed out in there, but this was just, I was hungry. I'm getting back. My ankle was healing. I'm getting my athleticism back. I got to the point where I was one bounce windmilling, bro. Like my body had never felt so good.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, I overcame. I'm here. Like, I never forget being in the New York Knicks locker room, Indiana locker room. I'm here almost like I'm about to get drafted, all like I've never been here before. Yeah. Because I overcame to get back. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm having this great workout. I know I'm destroying the workout. I'm busting niggas' ass, bro. Just being for real,
for sure.
Having one of them type workouts. Yeah. So I get back, I'm feeling good. Just like, yo, my faith, like everything is gonna work itself out. I get to the hotel, Mark calls me. He's like, yo, you must have had he don't talk like that, he don't say yo, but like, you know, he's like, you must have had a really good workout. And I'm like, yeah, like how you know, like they called you? He was like, yeah, like they called me. He was like, but that's not normal. Normally they call like a week later, 2 weeks later, they never call right after the workout. Yeah. So now I'm feeling super good, bro. Like I got butterflies. I'm like, this what I wanted. Like I'm back. Like he was like, but they also brought up something about some slides. He didn't even know the situation. Yeah. But he was like, I guess him and Larry had a good, you know, agents and GMs be having good relationships. He's like, Larry, what the fuck are we talking about here? We're talking about some slides. So, you know, he was like, if he never had that situation with Gilbert, would you even bring something like that up to me?
Never.
But it was total bullshit, and I blamed the equipment manager, whoever the equipment manager was. This was in 2011. I forgive you, but it was some straight bullshit. So And this just shows how the cards were stacked up against me at this time, no matter what I was doing. It was like this situation was following me. So me knowing, and me and Mark would talk about this. He would say, look, you can't do this, you can't do that. You gotta be on point, you gotta be on time. You gotta work, 5 times as hard as the next man. I'm like, yo, I know, I get it. Like, I can't mess up. So after the workout, I had a great workout. Now I can't think like the average player. Yep. I can't think like, oh, I had a great workout. Let me just kick back and chill, text for a minute, then get in the shower. No, I got to get in the shower right now because we have a dinner and we got to be down here at a certain time. Mm-hmm. So if I got to be down there at a certain time, I can't be late.
Yep.
I can't afford to be late. I can't say I had a great workout, so now let me just take my time. I can't be. I have to be early. Yeah. So I go to the equipment room. Anybody, Dwight know how the equipment room works. The tennis shoes, the slides. It's the tennis shoes and slides in there. The jerseys in there. Yeah. So I go to the door. It's nobody in there. I wait. I'm waiting around. Now I'm starting to panic. It's been about 5 minutes. I go back in to the locker room. Come back out because some places have slides for you, right? They already set up, and then some don't. Yeah. So they didn't have the slide, and I didn't bring any slides because I'm used to the team having the slides right there for you to shot. They $5-10 Adidas slides. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they didn't have them, and some people have brought their own slides. Right. And I remember one of the Graham twins. He was working out. He was like, I brought my own because I guess he went to work out for somebody else, and they didn't have the slides. Yeah. This was my first time. So I go back to the door. The dude still, the equipment manager, he's not there. But the door is open. So I'm looking. I'm like, damn, I don't even know where no slides at. But luckily, I didn't have to go all the way in. It was some slides sitting right there on the floor. Yeah. Adidas slides, some slides. I'm like, man, I know this person ain't got no foot fungus or nothing like that. I'm just, because I'm thinking about my career, bro. I can't be late.
Can't be late. You just trying to.
All I'm trying to do is just take a shower and be on time. Yeah. So as I get watch this, I've been waiting over 5 minutes, never see him. When I get the slides and pick him up, he's been in the corner. So he's like, hey, like, you need help with something? I'm like, yeah, like, I really needed some slides to shower with. I'm like, I got these. They were sitting right there. They were sitting right there on the floor. Yeah. Guess what he say? What? If this dude is watching, he know that I'm not lying. He was like, oh, those are my own personal slides. They were too small, but you got to do what you got to do. I can't be late. Yeah. As long as my feet ain't tight, I ain't trying to get no foot fungus. I'm just trying to, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, oh, those are my own personal. I'll get you some. It's no argument. It's no back and forth. Yeah. He gives me the slides. I get the slides. I get in the shower. That's it. We go to dinner. I'm thinking everything is normal. So when I'm getting this, I'm smiling. I go from listening to Mark, yeah, you did such a great job, to what he said, something about some slides. Like, bro, what? So for this dude to lie, you see me picking up these slides. I'm just trying to shower. You say, oh, those are my own personal slides. You give me some slides. We never say anything else. Yeah. It was never, why did you grab my slide? It wasn't that, well, I felt like you were trying to steal some. Because who's stealing some Adidas slides out of the Pacers? Another NBA, like an NBA player that made millions of dollars stealing some $5-10 slides.
That's what.
And for you to go to Larry with that, you're wrong, only because of what? Yeah. Oh, him and the Gilbert situation. If that situation never happens, you never say that to Larry. Larry never says that to my agent. But because it's me, it happened, and it's some bullshit, bro. And I felt so defeated, bro. Like,
Dwight always talks about Dwight and DeMarcus. They say when you get a certain
when they stamp you a certain way, they never changes. But with all that said and done, like, you overcome so much. Yep. You have went from, the projects to the Celtics, to the Warriors, soccer Warriors, that is, for all you people out there. Soccer Warriors. Winning championships, to going to Georgia Tech, to being drafted, playing with the Lakers, playing in the NBA with Memphis, playing with Washington. The situation that you've had to overcome after that. What do you want people to remember Javaris? How do you want them to remember Javaris?
Man, when it's all said and done, I mean, just a person that very much human, like everybody else. made my mistakes in life. I did a lot of good. I don't want people to forget about the good, all the positive stuff and how hard it is to come from my circumstances to become successful. You know what I mean? But also that, you know, you go through things in life, people make mistakes, you know what I mean? But it's about how you get back up. And I want people to understand that a lot of people don't understand the grace of God. You feel me? Like so many people want to be judgmental or focus on the negative part of somebody's story. And I haven't had that a lot, but in life, that's how people are. You got to think about people condemn Jesus to death. That was perfect. People hate on Bron, people hate on Jordan. Never been in any type of trouble. You know what I mean? And it's like they literally hate them with a passion. And it's like,
That's true.
At the end of the day, you know, people are going to be people, but you gotta, you know, look at somebody's whole story, put yourself in that situation, and know, and put your child. It could be your child. It could be you. You know what I mean? Like people go through things and things happen in life that we can't control. And some of them are bad decisions. You know what I mean? And mistakes. But it's all about how you get back up from that. So I want to, when it's all said and done with me, I want people to say, man, that man, he made his mistakes, and they were some serious mistakes, but he got back up. He did not wallow in his misery. He did not fold. I could have, for the things that I've been through, bro, and the type of mistakes I made, I could have been out of my mind. I could have been on drugs, and not knocking nobody that is, you know, that go, because it's life. Life happens and people go through things. That's why I don't judge somebody that's on drugs. I don't judge people in any type of situation, because it can happen to anybody, and we go through things, but guess what? God has the power to bring us out. Even though you felt like, oh, I feel like this person didn't deserve mercy, and they shouldn't have been given this and that, and you judge a person that's on drugs, or you judge a person that's homeless and say, well, they got there on their own. Who are you? Because you have skeletons in your own closet.
That's true.
And you weren't in those same circumstances. Like it's crazy for people to feel like a person, it's okay for a person to get robbed, but guess what? If you never had a gun held to your head, how can you don't even know what it feels like, knowing if somebody on the other side that's holding that gun gonna squeeze the trigger or not. But you know, I just want to be remembered as a person that got back up from all of those mistakes and did something really good for the world, not just for myself. Like, I feel like it is my mission, a part of my testimony is to save souls. And it starts with the young guy. Look at our generation, the young generation now.
They need it.
Man, boy, they're a lot different than we were. Like, we was outside playing sports. Like, these kids, they talking about outside switches, be 13, 14, 15 on perks, on all type of drugs. And you know, I work with a program called Next Level Boys Academy. You know what I mean? And they are really, it's run by Gary Davis. Man, awesome dude. He's been doing this for a long time, has a passion for it, but saving our communities. Saving our communities, bro. Saving the kids that might get in trouble, that might go to jail. It's a diversion program, so sometimes he can save them from going to jail that first time. But he cares enough. You're not judging them, because it could be your child. It could have been you. It's certain things that people have done in their lives that they weren't caught for, and they end up being a CEO of a company or being a great NBA player, and nobody knows about those skeletons in the closet. But just to give these kids opportunities to save some of them, I feel like that is truly a part of my testimony. So I want to go down as a person that just got back up. When somebody wants to talk about resilience, when somebody wants to talk about strength, and not in it of myself. Bro, I made it through from God's mercy. Dwight, I could really be somewhere off my rocker right now. Most people could not have survived what I went through. You feel what I'm saying? Mentally, really off my rocker, bro. Really just, I could be bare feet, walking around bare feet talking to myself, because most people's brain can't take that. Like,
that's a lot.
You feel me? And that's just, that's how I want to be remembered. I want to help these people, man.
That really shows your character. And like I said in the beginning, you know, you just always had that character of, it don't matter, I'm going to face my giants. I'm going to face all the giants. I'm going to look them into their eye, and no matter what, I'm going to get through it. So, you know, we definitely want to, you know, give you your flowers. Absolutely. And give you your respect, you know, for
appreciate y'all, man,
enduring 'cause people don't understand endurance and long suffering and what that produces. It produces a peace that passes all type of understandings. And I feel as though you have that peace because of the long suffering, because of the trials that you've had to endure to get to where you are now. You know that you can do it. One big thing, how has being a father affected you in all of this, being a father?
Oh man, like being a father, that's one of the greatest feelings in the world, bro. Mm-hmm. And I've always been big on family and my kids, but after going through certain things, you understand that you don't spread yourself thin to people that don't matter.
It's all about them kids.
And it's not, and then the people that is not going to be there for you at your lowest, because you got some people that try to balance their kids with dealing with a million women and a million homies and doing a million different things. And when you get to the place that I'm at now, it's like, yo, this does not matter. This person right here, hey, you might be a good person. You don't matter for me right now. I have to give my energy and my time that I have on this earth, because tomorrow ain't promised. Mm-hmm. So people sometimes like shortchange your kids, your family, and people that matter for stuff that don't matter, because you think tomorrow is promised and next year is promised and this time is promised. Mm-hmm. Being a dad is like one of the greatest feelings in the world. I got an 8-month-old son.
Congratulations.
Cross, man. All of my kids, they matter to me and I love them so much, but me getting a chance to do it all over again and looking at this little baby that smiles at you and that needs you.
And he don't know nothing but just looking at you.
He don't know nothing about nothing. He just knows what he feels from his father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's an amazing feeling. It keeps me going.
And talk about coaching, real quick before we get to this rapid fire section that we got. But talk about coaching basketball and how, like, the joy, I would say, for me, I lost a lot of passion from playing the game because of the politics and stuff like that. But coaching,
top 75 for sure. I'm gonna just say that. But go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of even with that, man, that made me be like, why am I playing here still? Like, I know I'm top 75. I'm not here, but like, I know when I go coach my son's team and drive into the gym just to get ready to go to the practices, like, I'm excited again. Like, I'm 19. Does coaching bring you that passion and joy that you probably did lose from playing?
It definitely does, and it's crazy that you asked that, because I just talked about this yesterday. My voice is a little hoarse because I coached 15 and under game elite, man, it definitely brings back that passion. What I told them yesterday, I said, man, you see how I lose my voice and I'm always talking and on y'all. I said, because I'm passionate about this game. I love this game. And I can't play it no more. Mm-hmm. Not that I can't. We just, our bodies, we get to a certain point. It's just like, like, this is not, my days are over with. It's pouring into you young guys. And so that man, that gives me so much joy, just something to smile about between my kids, coaching and mentoring, bro. It keeps me going, and God makes no mistakes. Like, it's just that I'm able to do these things. That shout out to the parents in our program that allow me and the other coaches to coach your kids. Shout out to Next Level Academy, the parents that bring their kids in there and allow, us to be mentors to them. You know what I mean? Like, it, as much as it helps them, it helps us to keep us going. Like, especially me, man, it keep me going, bro. It's like it re-energizes my spirit. You know what I mean? Like, wake up every day, like, my children and other kids are dependent on me,
Do you have plays that you run from high school days and the league days? Like, how you set up your plays and all that stuff?
No, I really be drawing up my own plays. But as far as workouts, conditioning drills, a lot of stuff that we did with Herd and a lot of pro stuff, like that's locked into the brain. It's ingrained into the brain. So even if they are 13, 14, it's like we're doing pro workouts. This is what you're going to be doing one day. Let's do it now. Yeah. So that when the time comes, you've been doing it so long,
but you're already ready. Yeah. What do you think about the AAU scene? Do you think that it's lost some of its value because of the NIL and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think that the NIL is a gift and a curse, bro, because, I mean, like I spoke on myself earlier, if I would have had it, then I would have not rushed it. I probably would have came back to college one more year. But these kids do deserve something. They because it was a lot of people
putting a lot of work,
and it was a lot of people that their
benefiting.
pockets was getting fat off of something. It's like, yo, what are you really doing out here?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that was taking private jets. It's like, yo, you balling off of somebody else's expense. But I think it has to be a balance, man. They need this money, but they got to stay humble and they got to stay hungry. You know what I mean? Like the social media and the money can kind of, you know, kind of young, bro.
Look at
hold on, let me say this, not to cut you off, but even big up in you and your pops right now. Your pops made sure you stay disciplined. This man was the #1 projected pick, ended up going #1. Yeah. Tell them what was your first car, bro.
1985 Crown Vic.
Oh, shit.
I think I had a 96 Monte Carlo at that time.
Yeah.
The #1 player, they know he going #1.
Yep.
His daddy could have got him the newest Benz. He could have had a Maybach. He could have had whatever car he wanted, and he had that 1985, the navy blue one. And guess what that did? We're gonna stay. He's grounded, still the same humble Dwight, still hungry. Even though he know, like, man, I want a better car than this, and I can deserve. Hey, man, I gotta keep working. I gotta to get what I want, to do what I want to be able to do. I just had to say that, bro. That thing was clean, bro. They won 20s on him, but it was clean though.
I had some 10s.
I want to talk because
I had no rims. They used to mess with me about my rims, bro. 'Cause my rims were so tiny, bro. I swear to God, I had some. I try to say I had some 20s, but they was really some like. What they were, some 12s? I had some small rims. I felt so bad, man. I'm like, man, for real, he used to always mess with me and be like, man, you got some 15s, but I keep them clean.
I want to say, like Dwight said, that being a once a warrior, always a warrior.
Yeah.
Like a soccer warrior.
Yeah.
You can see that with the resilience, because you didn't talk about this, but you had 4 ankle surgeries, right?
Yeah, 4 of them.
You recovered. You had the incident with Gil. You recovered. Then you went overseas. You spent a lot of time. I don't know the exact time, but you spent a lot of time. Now look, you here with us. You recovered. So I want you to talk about that grind, that resilience that keeps you from giving up. Because it's people that we see that give up. They never recover. The injuries could have broke them.
Yeah, people go through things.
A bunch of trials, and you never stop.
Man, I can only give glory to God, bro. And this ain't even me just saying that to be saying it, like, for real, like, because only me and him know. It's just certain stuff that I can tell y'all and that y'all can just understand by me talking about it. But, like, only me and him know, like, just the real hardships, like, where my mind was at, like, how much pain I was in from, you know, bad choices or unfair treatment, how heartbroken I was. And, you know, just the strength that he gave me, bro. It was many times that it's like, yo, when you being treated unfairly, the situation with the Pacers, like when I'm telling you about accusing me of the slide, that shit was so hurtful, bro. Like, yo, what can I do? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I made it on time. I had a great workout, like, but, you know, times like that, man, it was just truly heartbreaking. It was like, yo, I just really wanted to just give up, man, and God kept me. He kept my mind. He gave me the strength. The things that were ingrained in me from the start, bro, coming up in the projects, just like never folding, never backing down. You know what I mean? So when those challenges came, it was like, I'm hurting right now. My heart is broken. I want to fold, but I can't.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, yeah, your mind might be telling you one thing. It's like, yo, my heart, like I can't fold. Like I'm built for this. It hurt real bad. You feel me? I want to cave in right now. I might want to cry, but I'm really built for this, and I overcome. And I truly give glory to God. Like, I can't take no credit and say, well, yeah, I'm just built like this in life. Like, God kept me, bro. Like, by His mercy and His grace, that's on everything. People can feel like, oh, you shouldn't have been given this chance and that chance. And all I gotta say is that I'm thankful that they not God. You know.
Right. Damn, that's crazy.
That's real.
Right, that's real because that's true. Because
that's why we not God. We got to stop trying to play God.
Nah,
like
real.
Travis Scott said, we all want to condemn people you know, until we basically understand their stories and what they done been through and stuff like that. And again, you are a warrior. We always, you know, I discuss it with Moo and Snipe, you know, about being a warrior, and that's bigger than just the Golden State. You know, a warrior, you know, we have to endure some things. We got to go through some trials. It's a mentality, you know what I'm saying? And you had that mentality before you got to soccer, but it just awakened, you know, that spirit of hard work, effort, you know, energy. It just stayed with you and it's still with you. And now you have that opportunity to basically give that gift back to the younger generation, and you've been doing it at an amazing rate. But now we got some rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire? Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know,
All right, so we're going to start off with this one. What's your favorite NBA city to play in?
Favorite NBA city? I got to go with Miami, LA.
Ooh, Miami seduce you. Stay out of Miami. Stay out of Miami. Unless you got, you know, stay out of Miami. Who's been your funniest teammate? Your funniest teammate?
Oh, just in the NBA?
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say you, but I gotta go with Nick Young.
Nick Young?
Man, Nick is retarded. Nick is a goofy that gonna keep you just laughing. Like it could be a serious situation.
And he gonna keep it going.
Man, he gonna have you dying laughing.
Shout out Nick.
Who is your favorite coach to play for?
Ed Tapscott.
Ed Tapscott.
He was our interim coach, but he was the coach that finally gave me, and we have a relationship to this day, man. Shout out to Ed. Like, even my highs, my lows, even in my lows, I respect people that's there for you. Like when the world says, like, oh yeah, turn your back on them, give up on them, he did not. Like after basketball, Paul Hewitt did not, Courtney Brooks did not, but NBA, he was definitely my favorite coach, because everything that I was looking for in a coach, that support, telling me what I'm doing right, doing wrong, what I needed to work on, I got it from him. And that was an interim.
Ed
Tapscott, man.
OKC or Minnesota? Who do
tough.
you want to win? Who you got winning?
That's tough, man. I want Ant-Man to win. That's he repped this city, like,
For sure.
It's that kid. He's like me all over again, as far as, you know, how he talk. Like, really look at him, Dwight, and how I was when I was young, with the hat, the A hat cocked to the side, his lingo. He got that real city. He really represent Atlanta. So
that's true.
I want him to get him one, but it's like OKC might be too much.
OKC might be too much for Ed.
What do you see from a basketball of why OKC is too much from a basketball perspective?
Man, they just got balance. They got a great balance, and then the thing that is really deadly for them is that they like San Antonio.
Yeah.
And you know why I say that?
Development.
They got 2 7-footers.
Yep.
They got 2 7-footers that complement each other. You got one that is a banger and a bruiser.
Yep.
You got one that can stretch the floor and knock down threes. Yeah. You got defense. You got shooters, and you got the MVP.
Yeah.
And you got the MVP on your team. So, and the Minnesota got a balance too, man. I don't know what happened, why they gave up Cat, but
That's what I'm about to say.
I feel like, man, if they would have kept Cat,
For this
it would have been like a game. Hey, we don't know which way it's gonna go. We still don't know which way it's gonna go, but just you know, I think most people are leaning towards OKC right now.
So Indy, New York.
Indy almost had 3-0 yesterday.
Listen, Indy is surprising a lot of people.
Yeah, that Hallie.
They're balanced, and they don't have a lot of superstars.
And
you got him and Miles Turner.
People don't talk about Pascal.
Pascal.
Yo, he be killing every game.
He had 38
Yeah,
the night before.
That was a big,
how is the captain of the Pirate? No, I'm just a joke. It's a joke, man. See,
Nah, because I seen that. And that shit was hilarious.
They're not giving him the credit that he deserved, but it's hard. They up 2-1 right now.
Yeah. I like
Indiana looking good, man.
I
but
like
at the
Indiana.
same time,
I like Indiana.
the Knicks got the power. They got the players to fight back. It just,
they do.
They're not supposed to be 2-1 right now. Like
Exactly.
Jalen Brunson, as great as a player he is, man, he gave up.
He be doing too much sometimes.
That foul that he did, I watched it. He was frustrated because he was getting bumped, and it really was an and one. But it's like, Jalen, they letting y'all play, and you know you're not getting that call, but you still made the bucket. It's a 1-point game. You can't do that and then make it a 1-point game to a 3-point.
They put the
You know what I'm saying? You put the pressure on you when you gotta score 3 just to tie it, instead of a game winner, a buzzer call, You know what I mean? So
I'm hearing you talk about some of the guys. So who is your top 5 players currently in the league right now?
oh, that's tough. Man, there's so much talent. Ant-Man, number 1.
Yep.
Is my favorite. You know what I mean? Not just because he's from Atlanta, but it's just everything that kid brings to the. He's so competitive. He's not just an offensive player. He's a two-way player like Kawhi. He's gonna guard you. He'll guard your best player. You know what I mean? Give it all that he got. He talked that trash. He give respect to the legends and the people that came before him. He's just a great talent overall. And I got to go with SGA. I got to give LeBron his flowers, bro, still because, man, bro, like, I don't understand. People can hate on him. I don't get it. But look at what he's still doing. What is this, 20?
Second team All-NBA.
21st year.
What is the
21st
22nd?
year, right?
It's 21st or 22nd?
It's 22nd.
You know,
22nd.
he is the LeBron catalog.
That's
Bro.
crazy, bro.
Hey, we said 21st, 22nd.
We was trying to figure it out. Like, what you mean? You want me to let you be wrong?
You know every stat about
hey, you see
LeBron.
the
He
situation
got
they put me in. I know the answer, and if I say it, I'm crazy.
Yeah, they own it.
Yeah, like, come
What
on.
you got at the crib? What's it called?
I'm just-
LeBron Encyclopedia.
That's crazy,
What's
bro.
it called?
That's insane.
Encyclopedia. That's what you got.
The pod deemed me that. That's not even true, though. I just know what I know, man.
So LeBron
No
is
bull.
3, and then 2 more in the 6th man.
It's really not in order, but
Said 5 people, you named 3.
yeah, we can go like that. Then I gotta go. I'm a Luka fan, not just because he's with the Lakers. If he was still with Dallas, I gotta go Luka. They can say what they want to say about him, man.
Luka
That man is a walking triple double. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Even he out of shape. He drink beer, whatever they be saying about it. Guess what? If that man can come out and get a triple double. Damn near like I'm talking about not a light triple double, not a 12,
10, 12, yeah.
11, 9. We talking about a 40 ball.
Exactly.
We talking about 38, 12, and 9.
Easy.
Like, come on, man. How you gotta love that dude.
So who fifth on the list? Rounding it out.
Man,
Gotta say Jokic.
No, I don't. I love Jokic's game.
He like guards,
You got. Thank you.
Yeah,
you
like
got
guards.
to give him his flowers. I give him his flowers. I give him his flowers. Like what he's doing is unheard of. Like in his IQ and just, the amount of minutes he's able to play, the level. You got to give it to him. But this is my personal picks. You feel me? So I got to go Kyrie. Kyrie, my guy.
This nigga, look, y'all be on me. Come
didn't
on,
say
man.
no.
No, we not doing that, bro.
He don't be glazing.
He glazed jersey. What you mean?
He glazed the
Kyrie.
whole state.
That's a fact.
You glaze one
Kyrie
person.
ain't even my
Oh,
favorite
no,
player.
LeBron.
God, it's
Hey,
LeBron.
Kyrie not even my
Krispy
favorite
Kreme.
player. I'll just respect Jersey.
Krispy
You feel me?
Kreme glazed donut.
Javaris. Oh, my mama.
Kyrie,
glazed
jersey.
mine, but that's not true, bro.
You started the song.
But you got a honorable mention though.
I'm from Cleveland, so now that's crazy.
Yeah, so the honorable mention. I mean, it's not really an honorable mention, but I mean, Jalen Brunson. You got to give him his flowers too. And I talked to my players about him the other day too. It's just opportunities. You got to always be ready.
That's
so
real.
Look at him in Dallas. Like everybody's focused on the Jalen Brunson that they see now in New York.
Yep.
It had to start from somewhere. Look at the Villanova. Look at him in Dallas.
Yeah.
If Luka doesn't get hurt,
Yep.
then guess what? Jalen Brunson still is like a 14, 15, 16 points per game, mid-level player. You always got to be ready. You got to always believe that you're that guy. When Luka went down, guess what? I'm already believing I'm that guy. I'm not trying to overshadow my man. I'm gonna play Robin to his Batman right now. But the minute he go down and get hurt, and I got to step up and be Batman, I can be Batman, and that allowed New York to see like, whoa. Okay, this kid really is a Batman,
like that.
and really put that trust into him, and now he's showing you what he can do. Eastern Conference, 25 years. It take this kid to whoever would have thought. Like when you see him in Dallas, in second round, when you see him in Dallas, who would have thought that this kid is going to carry this
The New York
team
Knicks
to the Eastern Conference Finals after 25? He gonna be the one.
Yeah.
They would have no, not him. Maybe something they would have bet their money on somebody else. But he's showing you, hey, you should have bet your money on me.
That's a fact.
So the Knicks come back and win the championship. Do Cat get his jersey retired
Jersey retired where?
in New York?
After all that, I need my jersey retired.
What you seen it? They already put like street names for all of them already.
just said,
So I wouldn't be surprised to get their jersey retired
Jalen
too.
Brunson and Cat.
I wouldn't
Jalen
be
got to get
surprised.
a statue.
I think that, I think they're passing out these things too fast nowadays.
Yeah, that's
the jersey retirements, because you got to really look at the legends that came before. You got to look at Pat Ewing. You got to look at John Starks. you got to look at, I mean, from different organizations, the Reggie Millers, it's so many legends, and I mean, we know that it's a different day and time.
Yeah.
But you gotta respect. You gotta respect the legends
But
and the
if
people
if Hallie win the championship, he gotta
It's getting retired.
He gotta get it. He gotta get.
He only been there about 2-3 years, but it's still getting retired.
Because he led the team. Yeah. And if your boy Cat do it, if you could give advice to any young player, hooper, person that's watching this, they don't even have to be young.
Yeah.
It can just be anybody. You have some advice for him, what would it be?
My main motto, man, is never fold. Never fold. It's on my Instagram page, and I mean it. Like, I'm gonna get some shirts made. Never fold. It's a mentality that you have to have in life in general, not just as an athlete, because we're gonna go through hardships. You gotta look at Hallie, a 0-star recruit.
Yep. Iowa State.
So I want to use him as an example. All these players ranked. You putting in the work. You're probably cooking, but not where you want to be at that moment, and you're not getting the attention. You're not getting the notoriety, and in today's society, notoriety is everything. Social media, so that can literally break the way. Not us, in our era, but these kids now, it could break them. You know what I mean? And it didn't break him. He kept believing that he was great. I want to use Russell Westbrook for an example. In high school, Russell Westbrook was. We look at his athleticism now. He's always been super athletic, but he was like more out of control. Like he had to. He kept working and kept working and kept working. Even in LA, when I got drafted, you would see him and I think it was his older brother in the gym working. Whoever would have thought he would have been an MVP? Yeah. He played in UCLA. He played behind who?
Darren Collison.
He played behind Darren Collison. We played them in the Maui Invitational. Yeah. He played behind Darren Collison. He was not the starter, and then ended up having a breakout sophomore year. But if he would have just, I'm sitting behind this player, and I feel like I'm better than him, or I'm gonna be greater than him in the future. Like, this ain't fair. And he have the wrong attitude. And you're like, you know what? Damn it, I ain't gonna work as hard. They ain't giving me the credit I deserve anyway. They ain't giving me, what I think I deserve anyway. No, it's a never fold mentality. You keep putting the one foot in front of the other. Every single day. You keep building until your day comes. And even if your day never comes, you never fold it. If your day never comes to get whatever you thought you would have got, one thing about it, you kept putting one foot in front of the other every single day until you couldn't do it no more until your days was up. That's what it's about.
That's
in life.
it. Man. I hope y'all paying attention to that outside, man. Remember, the only thing that you want to fold is them Benjamins when you put them in your back pocket. Everything else, we don't fold, baby.
Straight up,
y'all just got finished watching another episode of the greatest podcast ever, Above the Rim with Dwight Howard. I want to give a shout out to our special guest, Javaris Crittenton, for joining us today.
Thank y'all for having me.
Javaris Never Fold Crittenton.
Javaris Never Fold Crittenton. We also got New Jersey Real in the building. Thank you for being here, New Jersey Real. Shout out to Nick the Quick in the
Nick
back,
in the back, man, making the magic happen.
Is right, and also give a shout out to the shoe game collector, the sniper. He snipe all the shoes from a distance and go ahead and cop them. Snipe in the building.
No, Javaris, I want to say thanks for coming on, man, and speaking your truth. Like this episode meant a lot to me, and I'm just happy that you was able to, push through, lead by example, and to see that you're working with these kids and you showing them that anything is possible, bro. You have no idea the lives that you're affecting, the kids that need that. There's so many kids that grow up in communities that need that, and you providing that. So, bro, from afar, bro, just keep killing it, and I really respect what you're doing.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
For sure.
Man, that's what it's about, giving back, man, and it's the only way I can right my wrongs,
So,
yes, sir. Peace, love, and happiness, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.